I don't know. Am I live? I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I don't know. Oh, let's check everything. Make sure that I'm live. Am I live? It looks like I'm live. I think I'm live. Yeah. It's Sunday. It's super early. I haven't really made an effort to kind of let people know that I'm back. So it may be a very quiet stream, and I'm okay with that. I will probably repeat this a few times throughout today's stream. Am I live on? Yeah, I'm live on YouTube as well. Okay, I'll probably repeat this a few times during the stream. I ended up deleting everything on my streaming PC. I have a whole fresh install of Windows. I actually took an M.2 drive that I was using for editing, and I have now shoved it in my streaming PC, and gotten rid of the SSD, which I put somewhere. I think it's on the other side of the computer, which will then allow me to put that SSD into my gaming PC, but I haven't done that yet. I've got to wipe the whole computer. That's going to take a really long time. But I have to set up the stream because I haven't had any time to do any of that, and the stream has, as you can tell, it's literally just a camera and audio right now. I got nothing else set up. I haven't had time. I've been insanely busy, so I guess we will just do that, I guess. While we just hang out. It might be really quiet. It's really warm in this room today. It's really warm in here. I'm having a hard time concentrating. What else is new? What else is new? So yes, I'm gonna be setting everything up. So you're just gonna watch me kind of hang out, set things up, and see things pop up on screen and whatnot. And it'll be what it is. You know, it is what it is, as they say. Let me get the chat up. Merle, hello, how are you? How have you been? How's life, Merle? I gotta download Restream. That's the first thing I gotta download. First thing we gotta get going. I am really good, Merle. I'm feeling really weird, but only because I haven't sat here for a while. Like, it's been a really long time since I've done any kind of streaming. I don't like the lighting. I gotta fix it because I put the light up there, but now like this is really dark and you can't see anything. I gotta fix that light. I haven't sat down to stream in forever. I tried to sit and do some Minecraft stuff. The day before yesterday, and I just couldn't get into it. I think I've got like 2 hours of footage, and I need like 4 or 5. I've got about 2 hours of footage, and I just can't get into it. I've got none of that funniness is coming through, so I'm struggling right now. But I decided to sit myself down and force myself to stream because I need to kind of get myself going again. I was a bit mad, focusing and very chaotically. So you're a little bit foggy. I know that feeling. I know that feeling all too well. I know. I'm glad you were able to bring yourself down, but yeah, it's not a fun feeling. That foggy feeling after is not fun. Hello, Nikki. Nice to see you. Welcome. I am really annoyed right now because I bought this thing that stops like the hissing in my ears for my headphones, and it works wonderfully, but for some reason it broke. And so now when I have to like unplug it a little bit for it to actually play in my ears anymore. But when I do, it makes the audio sound really weird. It's got like almost an underwater effect. So it's really frustrating me right now. It's like an auditory thing I don't like. But I can't get audio without it, and the hiss is worse. So I'm dealing with the weird audio for now, but I don't want to have to buy another one. I kind of hate that I have to. Bus. Okay. I'm just signing into Restream right now to get the chat going, but it's going really slowly. But yes, I hate that manic feeling, and when you're coming down, that's kind of what I've been. It's not to the same extreme of what you're doing, but it's like my whole energy has been that way for the last few days because obviously there was the mania of being in a show and rehearsals and getting up and going to the show and coming back and dealing with everything, and then now nothing is going on and it's pretty stagnant and it's a really weird foggy feeling. So I know what you mean. It's just not to the same level that you were at. It's just a much more calm feeling, but still very, very frustrating. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, it's this thing. So this thing, you have to plug your headphones into, can I get it to focus? Yeah, you have to plug your headphones into that. And then this side goes into where your headphones would go. and then this just stops the buzzing from happening. And so I have my headphones that go into this. If I plug this in directly, it works fine. But as soon as I plug it into this, there's no audio. So I have to do this. Like, you can kind of, I have to kind of just like that, just barely put it in, and then I get audio. If I put it all the way in, I get nothing. There's like, I can hear almost a rumble in the background, and where is it? Right there. Okay. I can hear like the bass in my voice, but it literally sounds like, where's Stream Beats? It literally, all I can hear in my headphones, where's the pause button? Okay. All I can hear in my headphones is, so it's impossible for me to hear what I'm actually saying. So now I can hear it, but it almost sounds like there are two people talking at the same time, one in each ear. And so it just sounds really weird. It sounds echoey. It just sounds gross. So it's driving me kind of crazy, but I would prefer hearing that to hearing the rumbling or the constant in my ears the whole time, because I already hear that all the time anyway. So it's kind of annoying. You didn't buy a bunch of stuff. Oh, I know that feeling. You know how upset I am? So I've been using like a cheap non-Apple Pencil, one of those like cheap Chinese knockoff ones, and it's fine, but they're not great. They're not super accurate. They all have to be manually turned on, and they turn off after like 15 seconds of not using them, so I have to constantly be turning them on. They're annoying. I had one that had a touch sensitive turn on button, so you just barely touched it and it would turn on, but when I would be drawing, sometimes I would like flick the pencil back and it would touch my, like this part of my hand, and it would turn off. So that was really annoying, and it also only charged through USB-C. So a different company started making them that charged through the magnetic thing that the iPad has, but it has an actual physical button to turn it on, but you have to hold it for 30 seconds, and it turns off after 15. So like as soon as I stop drawing, it turns off. So I have to go and hold it for 30 seconds to get back into drawing. And sometimes when I'm drawing, I want to stop and just kind of consider what I'm doing, or I get distracted or whatever. So it was really annoying. So I went and bought an Apple Pencil, and during the run of the show, it fell out of my backpack and I lost it at the theater. And I'm really upset about it. And then I went to Staples to buy one because it's on sale at Best Buy, but the Best Buy in my city doesn't have them in stock. The closest one is 2 hours away. So I went to Staples because they price match, and they refused because it's the Black Friday weekend and they're not going to price match during Black Friday. So I just had to walk away, but I was really frustrated because I lost it. So yeah, I'm trying really hard not to buy stuff because I really want to. But yeah, it's been kind of stressful over the last little while. Things have been kind of wild. There's been a lot of like big things that have happened over the last little while that have had me feeling like on the brink of going manic. Like just, I want to spend money. I want to just like keep myself distracted, and I'm trying really hard not to. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm going to be setting up the stream. But yes, they're so expensive. I was really upset that I lost it. Like really, really upset. I didn't expect to. I'm kind of hoping that I dropped it somewhere here, maybe, but I don't think I did. I've looked around everywhere it could have been, and I just don't see it anywhere. So I don't want to have to buy a new one, but I probably should. I might buy a refurbished one from Apple instead of a new one. It kind of sucks. But yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. A lot has happened over the last like 5 days. A lot of really crazy stuff. I've kind of let you know a little bit of it, Merle, and like I would send you random messages of like what had happened. But yeah, I had my first like technical date with Kendra yesterday, and it was amazing. So that was cool. And I'm still coming down from that. I'm still like feeling almost like I'm dreaming. So I'm trying to like just absorb and what's the word? Not analyze, but like a different word for absorb everything that's just happened. So pretty crazy. You've been really tired lately? When you were looking up fondue pots? Okay, so I'm not the only one. No, maybe not fondue pots, but I'm not the only one. Sometimes I start looking stuff up and I'm just like, I suddenly need to buy stuff and I need to do a bunch of stuff. Like the big thing I'm thinking about right now is tearing down my stream room. I'm working really hard not to tear down my stream room. And then I'll give you some details in a second, Merle. And then, yeah, it's here. And then the other thing that I gave into manic-wise, meet Dora Lee. This is Dora Lee, my new guitar. I haven't owned a guitar in almost 10 years. I had a guitar that was far more expensive than Doralee, a lot fancier than Doralee, but it was a full electric guitar. This is an electric guitar, but it's hollowed out. It's not an electric acoustic, but it does play acoustically louder than an electric would, but not as loud as an acoustic guitar would. So like I can just strum and it'll play without having to be plugged in, which I like because I don't want to always have to wear headphones because I have neighbors upstairs, but I can play it acoustically and it's quieter than a main guitar. So if I play it, it's not going to be super annoying. So I went and bought Doralee because of that. I also didn't name her. Kendra named her. And Kendra's character in the show was Doralee. So I sent her a picture. I was like, what should I name her? Or what should I name him or her? And then her response was Doralee. So I was like, okay, her name's Doralee. So yeah, this is my manic purchase. My manic purchase. GSR, how's it going? Welcome. How are you? How was church? Says my pretty guitar. Pretty guitar. You're making plans to repaint some of your house. Oh man. Tomorrow you won't remember those plans. Oh yeah, I know that feeling. So details about the date. So she came over yesterday. Whoa. Why is the bitrate so low? Is that my bitrate or is that the PC? Or is that the restream? I think it's restream. Oh, it's really, really low. Holy crap. Why is it so low? It shouldn't be that low. Oh, it is really low. Okay. That's why. Let's do, for now, 6,500. Sorry, my stream bitrate was like insanely low. I just upped it, so it should stable out now. Called Susan. She's an acoustic with your mom and a half acoustic electric guitar. Nice. Yeah, so just about the guitar quickly. I haven't had a guitar in over 10 years. I had a really nice expensive one. It was like $5,000. And I used to use it for my band. I used to play a lot of guitar. I wasn't great by any means, but I played a lot of Dominican style music with the guitar. And I would strum a few songs that I kind of knew that were in English. But I loved my guitar. But we did a performance once, and while we were packing up, one of the other bands that was there stole my guitar and my trumpet. And when it came down to replacing them, we didn't have the money to replace both, so I had to choose one or the other, and the trumpet was far more important for Latin music, so I went for the trumpet, and I just never ever replaced the guitar. And I've wanted one for a really, really long time. I haven't been able to bring myself to buy one because, well, you know, living with who I lived with, I wasn't allowed to really make a lot of noise in the house, so I didn't want to have a guitar that I would never be able to play. And there are auditions for the show Rent, and I am hoping that I'll be able to do it. And if I can audition for Rent, the lead character that I would like to have, which I don't think I'll get because I don't really suit the look, he has to play the guitar. So I use that as an excuse to buy the guitar, and I've been practicing a little bit. I'm really rusty, but yeah. So her name is Doralee, and I wanted the one that had like a hollowed out belly, so if I played it without being plugged in, it could still sound. And because I'm going to be doing it at an audition, I'm not going to bring an amp and plug it in, but I didn't want to buy an acoustic guitar because then I would have to relearn it on an electric so I could play it on stage on the electric guitar. So I was like, this is the best of both worlds. I can walk in with this guitar and audition and not need to plug it in. And then I can still plug it in and it looks like an electric guitar and I can play that on stage and it'll be fine. So that's why I got it. Okay, so back to the date. I don't want to go into too much detail because like she knows about all my social media stuff and she doesn't really watch live streams or anything, so I don't think she would pop in, but there's a couple of other people that might pop in, and I don't really want to go too much into detail because they know her and it's still fresh. I don't want to say too much. But it was really nice. She came over and she showed me an opera, one of her favorites. I had never ever watched an opera before, and she showed me her favorite opera, and I freaking loved it. It was hilarious. I got lost for half of it because it was all in French, and although I learned French here, it wasn't nearly enough French to actually know what was going on. So I was reading the subtitles and stuff, but like she would explain what was happening when she saw that I was kind of confused. And then like I would comment on the singers, and she would comment on the singers, and then like she would start talking about opera, and I really love watching her talk about things that she likes. And so I'd get distracted and stop paying attention, just watch her as she's telling me something about opera as the show is going on. Just because I like how her face lights up as she's talking. And so I kind of understood most of the story. At the end, I was like, okay, so why did that happen? And she explained the conclusion of the story. So we watched that, and then I went and got us dinner, and then we watched my really, really bad copy of the recording of my musical. And it was the first time she got to watch it. So she got to watch herself and see what she was doing, and got to watch other people and see what they were doing. She got to watch me for the first time, because almost every scene on stage, her and I were on stage together, but a lot of the stuff that happened behind her back, because it was supposed to be me doing it without her noticing. So there was a lot of stuff that I was doing that she had no idea about. So it was just a really, really nice time together. The day before, she had said that she potentially wanted to watch something different with me, and not the opera, but then she's like, no, we need to watch the opera, never mind, because she wasn't sure if I was gonna like the other thing. And then when we were talking, she let me know what the other thing was, and it is a stage production of one of my favorite movies of all time that I have seen clips of on Instagram, and I didn't know there was a recording of it, and she has it. And so we're going to watch that. And I am like so excited, because I've been wanting to see this production for forever, since I heard about it, and she has it, and I really want to see it. So I'm really excited about that. And it was good. You're doing well. Church was great. Nice. That was the hardest part about going to church for me, is getting up and going, like the actual getting up. What was I gonna say? So yeah, and then we just chatted for a couple of hours after everything was done, and it was really nice. It was really, really nice. Things are in a very, very good place, and that's all I can really say. Any other questions, Merle, you can ask me in DMs, because I don't want to say too much publicly. But the point is, I'm on cloud 9. Things are definitely not going where I expected. We had a good laugh about how I used to talk to you guys about her, and how like she didn't talk to me, and how like everybody was always like, we don't like her because she doesn't talk to you, she doesn't realize how cool you are or whatever. And I'd always be like, yeah, but you know, it's fine, it's not a big deal. So we were laughing about that, because obviously I was completely ignorant to what she was actually thinking. Yeah, so things are pretty interesting right now. And I need to change the subject, because I'm smiling like an idiot, and I don't like smiling like an idiot. Yeah. Also, Catherine, the person who was like the star of our show, I met her husband, and I went to her house, and he gave me this, which, like, if you know about animals at all, this thing that you would use to like train dogs. He suggested, and I hadn't thought of it, especially for like my Minecraft videos or for my TikTok stuff. There are takes that I do that don't sound good. Like I fumble the words, or I say it in a way that doesn't really make sense, or I say it but like the inflection is wrong. And he suggested every time I screw up. So then when I look back at the audio, I can see the spike, and I know that one's no good. I see the spike, that one's no good. I can just look at it and instantly know which take is the right one. That was huge. I'm so excited about this. But yeah, that's all the news, really. Life is kind of boring right now. I'm not doing anything. I don't have any shows lined up. I might be auditioning for Rent. I don't know. I'm reteaching myself the guitar. I'm going out tomorrow. So, oh, that's something that's exciting. There we go. I am now signed. Wow, this sounds like porn music. It sounds like the music from like the 90s that you would hear in a movie, an action movie, when there was that like lovemaking scene that had to be in every action movie in the 90s. This is the kind of music you would hear for that. So the other exciting stuff, I am now officially signed up for vocal lessons. I have my first singing lesson on Wednesday. Hopefully I'll be able to recover my voice. Even if I recover like 50% of what it used to be, I would be really happy. Because there's a lot of vocal damage. There's a lot of vocal damage. It really sucks. So I'm hoping I can recover that. I am also... I'm on the list. I just haven't registered yet for dance lessons. So Monday streams are going to go out the window. I will not be streaming Mondays anymore because both my vocal lessons and my dance lessons are going to fall on a Monday. This week, my vocal lesson is going to be on a Wednesday, but that's because he had to rearrange a few things and he couldn't change this Monday. But starting next week, I will be starting to do voice lessons on Monday and dance lessons on Monday. So my Mondays are going to be way too packed because I work at 6 in the morning. Then I'm going to do my dance lesson and vocal lesson, and then I work again all night. So I don't want to stream. I'm going to be way too tired. So that's kind of a big change stream-wise, but I am very excited to be starting to sing again because I forgot how passionate I could be about theater. And I forgot how much fun I could have being on stage and how challenging but rewarding it could be. And I'll be honest with you, it's been really nice to be away from the internet. It's been so nice to be away from the internet. The amount of pathetic, toxic trolls that do not spend any time away from the internet make it miserable. And being away from that with a group of people that even if they don't like me, they're not going to go out of their way to be jerks has been really nice. Not having to like clap back at anybody has been really nice. Yeah, it's been really nice. So I'm okay with cutting back on content because yeah, the internet was making me miserable. It was making me absolutely miserable. And it sucks because I do enjoy making content. It's just pathetic losers make it really hard to have fun. But I am still going to be making content. I'm not walking away completely. But what I'm getting at is I can't believe how much I missed theater. I didn't think I missed it as much as I do. This show was not one of the strongest shows I've ever done. It was one of the strongest performances I've ever done, but it was not one of the strongest shows I've ever done. And it was still so much more satisfying than pretty much anything I've done online. So I'm really happy I'm getting back into it. I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah. I absolutely needed that break. I absolutely needed the break. And I think if it wasn't for, I re-signed a contract with Lord Hare, so that's one of the reasons I'm pushing to get back onto it. If it wasn't for the contract, I would probably take a lot longer off. Like really long term off, because it's been really nice not being worried about views or comments or getting back to people or making videos. Like there's a couple of videos I have to make in the next day or two, and I just don't have any ideas for it, no motivation for it, I just can't bring myself to do it. I have to, and I'm going to. As soon as this stream is done, I'm probably going to set up and record, but none of the drive is there. So I know I wouldn't want to be back if I didn't have to be back. But I also know that the theater thing, the Rent auditions aren't until January. And if things line up, I'll be doing it, but I don't know if they're going to line up. So once the Rent auditions go, that's it. I'm done. There's nothing else to do until next year. So I know I need something to keep me busy, or else I'm going to fall into that rut of being in silence all night and doing nothing and talking to nobody. That's why I signed up for the dance lesson and the singing lessons, because that'll get me out of the house to do stuff. You know, obviously Kendra's in my life now, so like I'll be able to go out and do stuff with her, but she also works. She has her singing career, and she is very, very regimented, and she, you know, she has things she has to do, and I don't want to interfere with that. And so like there are going to be nights where I'm going to do nothing. And so I need to do the content just to keep myself a little bit sane and have an outlet for my art. But yeah, I'm not ready to be back yet, but I'm doing it because I have to. But I'm definitely excited to be back. I'm excited to be doing content again and to be in this new perspective, because I am starting to do things that are a bit riskier than I used to do, not content-wise, just in my life. You know, I struggle with social anxiety pretty badly, and I didn't before. It wasn't that I didn't, it was just I was really good at masking before, so I could just kind of handle social anxiety. But I got tired of masking, and so I don't like social stuff as much. But I'm putting myself out there because I know I need to have some social interactions in my life. So like tomorrow I'm doing the thing with part of the cast. That would have been something I would have never gone to, and I'm doing it. Signing up for dance lessons, that would not be something, like when I did dance lessons in the past, it was always private because I felt more comfortable going one-on-one than being in a group. I am signing up for the group dance lesson, and I'm really nervous about it. I'm really, really nervous about it, but I'm doing it anyway because I have to get myself out of my comfort zone. everything with Kendra, that would not have been normal for me. That would not have been something that I would have done. And yeah, I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and it's led to some really great things. I hung out with Catherine a few days ago with her husband, like I said. That would have been something I wouldn't have done. And it was awesome. Her husband's great. That guy's hilarious, and he's a really good card magician. And so, like, it was a really nice night, and I didn't feel socially anxious while I was with her and her husband. So I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone a little bit because I need to kind of break out of it. But that's also going to translate to my content because I'm going to be a lot less worried.
If you've ever
because
thought,
I've got real life outside of this. Well, and so that will be very, hopefully refreshing when I come to making my content, because obviously there will be real life stuff kind of keeping me centered while I do content stuff. So I'm excited. I'm excited. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is start fixing my stream, because I need to stop myself or I'm going to just like keep talking. And I could talk forever about like the theater stuff. I could talk forever about Kendra. I could talk forever about Catherine. I don't need to do that. I gotta get to work. I gotta get to work. So we got to start building my stream stuff up. And one of the big things I need to do is figure out where the heck I put all of my files. Killianx, hello. How are you? Killian, is it Killian? Killian KS? Killian, right? That is Killian, isn't it? How are you? Welcome. How are things? I need to look about downloading stuff that I sent to myself, like all my overlays and stuff, my old overlays, because I don't have my Apple Pencil anymore. I cannot draw new overlays. So let us draw some old overlays. I have been also slowly working away at editing the whole musical, and it is taking me forever. I think I've got about 7 or 8 hours of editing in, and I'm only at the end of scene 3. I don't remember how many scenes there are, but I'm pretty sure in Act 1 there are 14 scenes, and in Act 2 there's like 8 or 9 scenes, and I'm on scene 3. It's gonna take me forever to edit this thing, but it is looking so good. It is looking so good. I'm really good, Killian. How are you doing? I am doing really well. Just to clarify, you're not the Killian that I actually know, right? You're somebody that just has watched the stream. Like, I know you've been here before, but I don't think it ever clicked that the name was Killian. Are you the Killian I know? I am feeling not only foggy, but kind of dizzy. Why am did I miss my pills yesterday? Maybe I missed my meds yesterday. Maybe that's why I'm feeling kind of foggy. Whoa, what is this? Oh, that's that. Nah, you're Swedish. Okay. All right. I wasn't positive because I know somebody named Killian. And if you were them, I was gonna start to panic because I said things that I probably shouldn't have said with that Killian in chat. Just call you Callie? Okay. So then it's not Killian. Why can't I open these? No, did I delete all my old images? No way. I mean, I'm not surprised, but no way. I totally deleted my old images. No, I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm so dumb. Oh well. Where else could I find them? I don't think I have them anywhere else. What did I search for? There's some images here. No, those are videos. We don't want videos. So for those who are wondering what I'm doing, I'm just searching my email right now to see if I can find any of my old overlays, but it looks like they're all gone. I got a couple here. These aren't the ones I want, but I got a couple. They might be on my tablet, maybe? I don't even think they're on my tablet. I don't even think they're on my tablet. No, I'm so stupid. Oh, I'm so dumb. FOV, how's it going, man? How are you? So, Callie, no. When my ex-roommate moved out, I had built them a computer, and they didn't take the computer with them. They left it, and so I wiped the computers and the roommate's computer. Sorry, my brain is a complete fog right now. My plan was to use the roommate's computer as my streaming machine because it wasn't as powerful, and then use my main rig as my like gaming content machine. But it turns out that the motherboard in the roommate machine had a broken PCIe slot, so I bought another motherboard, and the motherboard that I bought doesn't have enough space for my graphics card and my capture cards to be put into it. So I had no choice but to use that PC as my gaming PC. But by the time I noticed that, I had already installed everything. Windows was installed, all the games were installed, everything was installed the way that I needed it. And so I had to like redo all the software and I didn't wipe anything. And in doing that, it kind of, something went wrong and the hardware just wasn't doing what I wanted. And so I was getting a lot of glitches. It could take my computer, my computer would load into Windows within like 30 seconds, but then it could take up to 10 minutes for it to actually allow me to do anything. Like I couldn't click on anything. It would just sit there for 10 minutes, just frozen. And so there was something that was wrong. So I just wiped my main computer. My gaming PC, or my streaming PC, I completely wiped. I got rid of everything on it. I put an M.2 drive in there, and it's got a complete fresh version of Windows, but obviously none of my overlays or anything went with it. And I thought I had all my overlays backed up on my email, but I deleted a bunch of stuff on my email because I was running out of space. And so I got an email from Google saying like, hey, you're not going to be able to use our email anymore because you're running out of the Google Drive. And I apparently deleted all my overlays. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I have to eventually wipe the roommate PC because that one is even more finicky than this one is. So I'm going to completely wipe that one and install games. The only reason I haven't yet is because all my Minecraft video content stuff, like my save files, are all in that PC, and I don't know where the files are, so I need to back them up before I wipe everything, and I haven't gotten around to it. Just because I want completely fresh installs on both computers. I want no excess stuff, because right now I've got games installed on both. I've got hardware, like streaming software on both, hardware software on both, and it's just useless because the one doesn't have the Go XLR plugged in, doesn't have any capture cards plugged in, but all the software is there, so that's bogging down the computer. There's games installed on my streaming PC, and I don't play games on it, so that's just taking up space for nothing, or there were. That's just taking up space for nothing. So like, I have to organize them and make them work the way that I want so that it's smooth. And then I had mentioned this before you came in. I'm kind of in a phase right now where I really want to tear my room apart, like completely take everything down and set up in a bedroom instead of in this little cubby hole that I have, just so I can have a bit more space and so I can make content a little bit easier than I can right now. But that's a lot of work. Like this room took me about 2 days to set up. I don't want to spend another 2 or 3 days setting up a different room. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening. Doing okay, man. Brent Berry's week. My in-laws are here. In-laws, like significant other, their parents? Is that what you mean, FOV? But I totally feel you. Ooh, what are you eating, Merle? What are you eating? Jer, how's it going? Welcome. How are you? What was I gonna say? But I feel you, Mr. FOV. I feel you. I have had the busiest week outside of theater stuff that I've been doing, I've had the busiest week I've ever had in like the last like 7 years. Because like last week we had closing night of the show, and there was the closing party, and then Kendra and Catherine came over, and that was a lot more socializing than I'm used to. Then the week went by. I didn't do too much during the week. And then on Friday, I hung out with Catherine. On Saturday, or Thursday, I hung out, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, I hung out with Preston. Friday, I hung out with Catherine. Sunday, I hung out with Kendra. Tomorrow, I'm hanging out with a bunch of the cast. And then I also have a vocal lesson Wednesday. It's been the busiest I've been in a really long time. And it's kind of, yeah, I feel you. It's easy to burn out. It's easy to burn out. Oh, their in-laws. Okay. See, I don't know if that's just a thing your family says, but when I use the word in-laws, it's directly to me. So like my brother's wife, her family, they're nothing to me. No in-laws, no anything. They're just people. But if it was like my wife's parents, those would be my in-laws. And so I was kind of shocked when you said that. I was like, when did you get married? But then I was like, maybe he's got a girlfriend and it's the girlfriend's parents and he just calls them in-laws. So that's why I was a little bit confused. That was it. But yeah, it's been very good busy. It's been very good busy, Jer. I haven't really been socializing for the last few years. Even before COVID, I wasn't really socializing very much. I had like quit my acting thing, and that was where I did most of my socializing. And you know, I entered, and it wasn't a depression because I wasn't depressed. I was just not motivated because like I wasn't doing any of the hobbies that I liked. I had content, but like I've said this many times. So if you're new here, you may not have heard this, and I hope you don't take it as like an offense. But like I never cared about streaming. That wasn't my goal. I didn't like, it's not like other people that are like, I want to be a streamer and I want to be a famous streamer. Streaming to me was something that I did because of acting. For those who don't know what my background is, I started as an actor. I went to school for it, trained in it. I was pursuing it professionally. And then stuff happened for a show that I did, and I ended up having to pick up a job that didn't allow me to do any acting because I was working during the times that you would be backstage getting ready for a show. And so I was like, I'll take some time off acting, maybe a year, while I save up some money, get myself ready, and then I'll take time off work and dedicate myself to acting. Because of that, I decided to start making content on YouTube. The idea being, if I do video reviews, if I do sketch comedy, it'll not only make me more comfortable in front of the camera, which it has, it would also make me a better actor in front of the camera, which it has, and it would help me learn to write, which it has. So it has done everything that I wanted. Because I was doing YouTube at the time, it was very much during the time that AVGN was still really, really popular, and it was content like that. But one of the things that I would do is spend 4 or 5 hours playing whatever game I was going to review to get the footage that I would use. And my videos were only 5 to 10 minutes long. So 4 or 5 hours of video recording was a lot of time for a 5-minute video that would only get like 100 views. So I started to think, well, I can go live while I do it. And then maybe if somebody watches my stream, they'll want to watch my video. So I started content because I wanted to train with my acting. I started streaming because I wanted footage for my content, which I was doing for my acting. And then the videos took a really long time and I wasn't getting views on them. I also didn't know much about cameras and lighting and all that stuff, so they didn't look great, they didn't sound great, and streaming was giving me much more of a turnout. I, at the time, was averaging 40 to 50 viewers per stream, and I would do a video and I would get 50 views in total. So it was like, it didn't feel that it was worth the effort, and so I started to lean more into streaming. From streaming, I went into TikTok because I wanted to promote my stream, and that grew the channel. And so all of this was because of acting, with the idea that I would get back into acting. But it was never my goal to be a content creator, to be a TikToker, YouTuber, streamer. None of that was my goal. None of that interests me. None of that is really entertaining and fulfilling to me. I enjoy it. I like talking to people. I like making content, making people laugh and making people smile. But it doesn't fulfill me. Like, I don't finish a stream going, wow, that was amazing. I finish a stream going, okay, so what do I need to do next time? And that's not a fun way to survive. Whereas with theater, there are things that I'm like, next time I'm going to approach it this way, but I still go, damn, that was so much fun. And I never had a single time making content that I felt that way. The closest was my new Minecraft channel that I've started. So it was just never a big motivator for me. I do it for fun. And so now, so when I stopped doing theater, it was that lack of motivation in life in general. So I stopped socializing. So now that I've done this show, I remember what it was like to feel that fulfillment, to feel that excitement, to feel actual emotions towards it. Like when I stopped creating content, I felt relieved. You never want to feel relieved about a passion. Whereas like when this show closed, I cried backstage because I was sad it was over. And when I stopped creating content, I was just like, oh, thank God. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. You know what I mean?
Start the track off
but now that I know I'm doing that stuff outside of content, this feels a lot less stressful, which is really nice because now I can just enjoy this because I'm not relying on this as my only outlet anymore. So like being good busy is really like, it's really good busy. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm kind of coming out of that rut, which is really nice. Heel Flipco, how you doing, man? How you been?
Subscribe today and get a 1 month free trial.
Guys, you should check out Heel Flipco. Really, really chill dude. Very much like positive vibes in his content. He's just started his content journey over the last little while. He's been doing it for a bit, but we met through a mutual friend on TikTok. And she was absolutely right. Heel Flip makes some really good content, but just like really chill vibes. And he plays a variety of stuff. Definitely worth checking out. So you should check out Heel Flip. Michael Jackson fan. I'm not on TikTok because it's not installed. I got on a tangent. I'm trying to install everything right now. I just haven't installed it. I wiped my computer, and that was one of the things that I'm supposed to be doing right now, and I completely got distracted. Blue Mew, hello. You still enjoy hearing about my life? Well, I appreciate that. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and download stuff while I'm doing this so I can actually make the progress that I'm supposed to make instead of just spend the whole time talking and then never do it. Like I said, I like streaming. It's not like I hate streaming. It's not like, you know, it's something that I'm doing because I want money or I want fame. It's none of that. It's just... it's something I did because there was something else I was passionate about. It wasn't that I got into it because I was passionate about this. Where a lot of people get into this because they're passionate about streaming. I wasn't passionate about streaming. It was just an ends to, or a means to an end, where the goal was to work on my acting. And it's paid off because when I went back and watched the recordings of me on stage for this last production, it was the best performance I've ever given as an actor. I'm not including my acting, my dancing or any of that kind of stuff. Just my acting in general has improved so much, and it is 100% due to content and due to streaming and all that, because I've embarrassed myself plenty of times on here that I've gotten really good at just kind of letting myself go and just try stuff on stage, which is a very big benefit. So it's not that I don't like streaming. It's not that I'm resentful towards streaming. It's just, or YouTube or TikTok or any of that kind of content. It's just that it wasn't my passion. This was not the thing I wanted to do. And I had said it many times throughout the years. If somebody walked in right now and said, hey, you could get an agent tomorrow and start doing professional work, but you have to give up content, I wouldn't have even let them finish their sentence and I'd be signing up for that. Because although this is fulfilling, that is my passion. But I had done a couple of shows since I started streaming and I didn't feel that passion. Now I know that I didn't feel that passion because I was in an abusive, toxic relationship. And that didn't allow me to feel the passion. It had really affected other aspects of my life. Now that I'm out of that abusive relationship and I have done a lot of growth and healing and, you know, taken steps to make myself better, I was so passionate about being on stage and I wasn't the star. Because that was one of the reasons I thought I wasn't passionate, is because I just wasn't the star of shows that I'd been in. I wasn't the star of this show. I was the bad guy, but I wasn't the star. I got the most applause out of the rest of the cast up until the stars. Once the stars came in, their applause was out of this world compared to mine. And I didn't feel bad. And I really, really felt proud of them. And I really enjoyed myself. And that reminded me that my passion is being on stage. My passion is acting. That's why I like the sketch comedy on TikTok, but they don't do well anymore. That being said, I still like this. This is still an outlet for me. It's still something I can be creative in. It's still something I can challenge myself in. It's still something that I like doing. It just wasn't my passion. That's pretty much it. Yeah, Blue Mew. The relationship ended about 2 years ago. I didn't talk about it on stream. Because 1, I was ashamed. 2, I was embarrassed. 3, I didn't know that it was an abusive relationship because I was in it and I couldn't tell. It wasn't abusive, like she didn't hit me or anything like that. It wasn't a physically abusive one. It was a very, very emotionally abusive relationship. And I just didn't know. And even after it ended and she moved out, because it ended and she still lived here for 2 years. So like, it was not, I wasn't out of the abuse. I just wasn't her boyfriend at that point. And like, even just to give you an example, she refused to actually say those words. That's how deep it went. Like everything we did was, we weren't together, but she refused to say the words. Because she had that power over me. When I finally got her to say those words, when I started the journey 2 years ago to get myself better, I was able to push her to say the words and she finally said it. And that happened like 4 months before she even moved out. And then she moved out. And now that I'm alone, there was a while there where I still didn't see it. I still blamed myself for a lot of it. And through some of the friends that I've made over the last little while, one of my old friends just talking to me and me just taking time to really absorb what had happened, I started to see what had happened. I started to notice the things, and I still wasn't willing to say it until the one friend that I made at this musical, where I was just letting her know everything that had happened. And her response was, "Why did you put up with that?" And my response was, "Because that's what I deserved." And she didn't say a word, and that's the first time I realized that I had a really screwed up way of looking at the relationship. And that's when it clicked, that it was like, that's because I was abused. Yeah. So it was bad, but I'm not there anymore, which is fantastic. And I'm in a really, really good place. So there's no need to feel sad. There's no need to feel bad. It is stuff that happened. It is stuff that I endured for a very long time. There is stuff that none of you will ever know that I went through. You don't need to know that I went through it. I know that I went through it. Yeah, but I'm in a good place. I'm in a really good place. I'm taking risks now that I would have never taken. I am in a relationship with a woman that I would have never, ever, ever thought I would be worthy to be in a relationship with. I'm doing things for this woman that I would have never done for anybody else. That, like, shows me I've come a long way. Because I think I am worth it. Which is huge. It's huge. So no need to feel bad. You know? No need to feel bad. Venom Slayer, how's it going? Welcome. We win. Hello. Merle. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me. Oh, man. Chadley, how you doing, man? How are things going? How are you? I gotta turn on a fan. I'm starting to overheat. Yeah. Yeah, after my chat with her yesterday, Merle, I am still a little bit scared to say that word. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. That's kind of where we are. Maybe I'll hire some people to make it. What is a kaiju video game? I don't know what that is. Yeah, things are in a much, much better place. Like, I'm at a point now where, like, if things with Kendra don't work out, I'll be disappointed. Of course, that's just human nature. But I won't blame myself for it. Like, I won't be sitting there going, like, what did I do to screw up? Unless I actually did something to screw up. I'm not gonna be sitting there going, like, how did I screw this up? It'll just be like, that really sucks that I wasn't the type of guy she wanted to be with. But I'm not gonna feel like I'm not worthy of somebody like her. And a year ago, even 6 months ago, I wouldn't be willing to take that chance because I already would have thought I wasn't worthy of it. And now I'm like, no, I am. I'm totally worthy of it. I am totally worthy of it. And it's a pretty nice feeling to feel that way. I'm still working on stuff. I'm still struggling with things. There are still things that I'm like, I don't know what that means. But I've come a very, very long way. Very, very long way. Oh, like, okay. I get it. I knew it was a Japanese term. I just didn't know what it meant. Confidence is 100% hot. Yeah. I can't be confident with Kendra. It's really weird. It's really weird. I can fake confidence. I can't be confident with her. I really can't. But not in like I'm not good enough for her. It's more in like I'm like the unsmoothest guy ever around her. Like I almost knocked her over when I kissed her on the cheek for the first time. Another time I went to go kiss her on the cheek and I ended up kissing like her hair because I completely missed. The first time she held my hand, I completely froze. Like just I think it was an autistic thing, but like I fully just froze. And Catherine was there and she was just laughing at me because I just didn't know what to do. Yeah, stuff like that happens. I get like very, very awkward. But it's more like the not confidence of like a 12-year-old who is like overly confident in some stuff, but really, really dumb in other things. And that's me. The really dumb, klutzy me. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's embarrassing, but funny. A good embarrassing. But yeah, things are in a really good place. Things are in a really, really good place. Not like excluding Kendra. Everything else is in a really good place. Like I am going to be taking dance lessons and vocal lessons, something I haven't done in forever. I actually haven't taken vocal lessons, like serious vocal lessons since college. I've taken a few lessons here and there throughout the years, but I was singing so often and doing it so easily that it didn't really bother me to have to take lessons or not. I didn't care. But in college, I took a lot of lessons. But now I'm signed up for lessons again. And I'm signed up long term. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to take a couple of lessons here and there. No, I'm going to be taking them once a week for the foreseeable future. I'm taking dance lessons. I am motivating myself. I started working out again. I forgot to do it today. I'm going to do it after the stream. But I started working out again. I'm taking care of what I'm eating a little bit better. I just started, so I haven't like had any effect yet, but like I am putting an effort into myself and into my life and into bettering my life and saying yes when friends ask me to hang out and going out for auditions and just putting myself out there. The theater that I just did this show with, they have now told me that they were going to be hiring me from now on to film their shows. I would have said no a long time ago. I completely agreed and I'm okay with it. I offered myself up to the other theater I auditioned with to see if they wanted me to film them too. Stuff that I wouldn't have done before. I'm putting myself out there. I'm in a very, very good place right now, which is like really exciting. Oh my God, Merle, my theater that I just did the show with, they used that sound for one of the opening night things that they did for a meme. You're like that too, Weewin? Yeah, it's so awkward. That's just awkward. That's adorable. Yeah, I'm so awkward. I'm so awkward. And then I made it worse, the kiss thing. So like she kissed me on the cheek for the first time. And I was ecstatic. Like it took everything in me to not be like, oh my God, she kissed me. Because I didn't want her to see me be like that. Because I gotta be like smooth and cool, even though I really wasn't smooth and cool in any way. Because at that point I didn't know if she liked me or not. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give her a kiss back. I'm gonna do that. Like a 12-year-old would do, you know, you plan it out. And then we were backstage and we're getting ready to go on. And at that point, I was going to go on stage and she had to just sit backstage for a little while because it was a scene I was in and she wasn't. And I chickened out the whole time throughout the show. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it this time. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. That was me the whole time. And then at that point, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it right now. But then I almost knocked her over. And it was super embarrassing. And then I refused to talk to her the rest of the night. I didn't refuse to. I just didn't go out of my way to talk to her because I was so embarrassed. And then the next day she came up and we were talking as if nothing had happened. And I was trying to play it cool. And then I went and kissed her a second time on the cheek. And I was way softer that time. And then my dumb ass turns around and goes, see, I don't have to be super rough when I kiss you. And as soon as I said it, I went, oh my God, you're so stupid. Like, I'm just like a bumbling fool around this girl. And I'm not normally like that. And I absolutely am with her, which is hilarious. Let me turn on the fan. I'm getting really hot. And I'm actually talking about it a bit more openly because I'm not on TikTok and I don't think she could find me if she looked for me right now. She also knows that I was going to go live, so she wasn't going to message me or anything. She has some recordings to do. But yeah, I'm a complete and utter moron with her. I'm usually not that bad. I'm usually pretty confident, but I also usually do not interact with the most people who have any self-worth. That's what I'll say. I'm trying to not say anything mean. I usually don't interact with people who have self-worth. That's what I'll say. Okay, download TikTok Live Studio. I should probably grab my tablet to see if I have any overlays, because I don't have any overlays. Oh, that's so cool. Wewin, I just saw your picture. That's so cool. Is that where you are right now, Wewin? Oh, it was a few hours ago. Did you win? Can you win those things? Is that even a possible thing? Is that even an option? I don't know. I haven't done that. I mean, I've done it before, but it was like years and years and years ago. I was like 19. Oh man, I could talk all night. That's what happened last stream. I meant to do this last stream, and then I didn't do this. I just talked. Oh, yeah, we win. No, that makes sense. I forgot about that. Yeah, you really don't want to be doing something like that. That probably wouldn't be the best idea right now. Okay. Let me grab my tablet. You fell asleep last stream. That's okay. Jimmy, how's it going?
Back it up with some analog leads and spice it up with some.
Please don't spam, Jimmy.
Try the Luna sound pack filled with loops.
It's nice to see me smiling. It's been
you'll find them in Soundtrap, the online music.
It's been
and get a new sound
different.
like this every other
It's
week.
been different. Let me grab my tablet and then we'll talk a little bit longer. Give me a sec. Let me grab my tablet because I got to see if I have the file saved at all. Well, we'll just do it next time. Yeah, Jimmy, last time, please don't spam. I'm in a really good mood. I don't want to have to ban you. And because I'm in a really good mood, I'm not going to ban you right away. But after the first time, the very next image you would have been banned. So please don't. Please. Yeah, I definitely... You did time him out? Okay, thank you, Wewin. I appreciate that. I am definitely full of way more smiles now. There has been some really, like, hilarious things that have happened during the show. There have been some not so fun things that have happened. Look at that mod power. Using those powers. There have been some things that I wasn't very proud of that happened during the show. Things to do with, like, my own abilities. Life has been really rough vocally. I am nowhere near as good as I used to be. I am also nowhere near as resilient as I used to be. Like, I used to be able to handle beating my voice up and I would be fine, and I just can't do that anymore. It's just not something that I'm capable of. Really? Is it all gone? Okay. Do I still have the save files at least? It's something that's just not there anymore. I caused some pretty severe vocal damage during the show, which was really scary to begin with. I was struggling with burnout a lot, like autistic burnout. We would rehearse for the week, and by the end of the week, I was just completely shut down. There were days where I would just come home and I couldn't talk to anybody. And like the I would just go catatonic. I couldn't respond to people. I couldn't do anything. I wouldn't eat because I was just so burnt out. And it was because I was struggling so hard with everything that I was doing. I don't even have the overlays anymore. Damn, that really sucks. So there were parts of the show that were incredibly hard for me to deal with. Stuff that I really, really didn't want to have to admit. But it's what happens, right? I hadn't done it in a long time. I was very rusty. There were also things that were really good. You know, there were moments where I saw the progression in my voice. Like when I went to the audition, while this all happened. So I'm going to leave TikTok off for now. I'll just work on overlays for this. When I first started, when I went to the audition, what am I trying to do right now? So just, I really can't do anything until I draw stuff out. I just have to draw it out. Oh man, I don't even know what to do. No worries, Spoiled. You only got timed out. It'll be back. Just please don't spam. It was though. It is spamming. It was spamming. Just asking you not to do it anymore. Because spam is just putting in useless crap into the chat, which is what you were doing. So you were spamming, but it's fine. Just don't do it anymore. That's it. So I Callie's still here. Nice. Oh, Merle, are you leaving? You're on sick leave? Oh no. Are you sick, Merle? That sucks. Are you sick, or is it because of like everything going on emotionally and stuff? It's okay, Spoiled. It's okay. So I didn't adjust the mental health. Okay. No, understandable. 100% understandable. That's where I was during the show. 100%. That's why I stopped making content completely. So yeah, I had some rough moments. I had some really good moments. Like what I was saying, when I went to the audition, I couldn't even get through a single song without coughing, without losing my voice, without having so much tension in my throat that it was painful. And then a couple of weeks into rehearsals, I started to notice that I could get through my number without coughing. I could sing a little bit with the group without like having a lot of issues. I obviously realized that I'm losing my hearing, so that also helped open up my eyes a little bit. And by the time we were ready to go live, not only could I sing the whole show, but once I was done rehearsals, I could go home and still sing a little bit longer. My voice didn't sound great, but I could do it. Then in the final night that we did the show the first week, I was driving home and I was going through some of the music that I was still struggling with a little bit. And I was able to sing at a really low volume, which is something that if you don't sing, you don't understand the significance of it. But when you get into the higher notes, a lot of people who don't have the training will almost scream to hit the high notes. And that's not good vocal technique. And that's where I was. I needed to scream. It's called belting. I needed to belt to sing those high notes. But if somebody asked me to be like way up there and sing this quiet, I couldn't do it. So like this was impossible for me right before the show started. I couldn't do that at that volume. I needed to be like full out. And then I was driving home and I was able to sing everything at half volume. And it was like a sudden switch. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I can sing up there. I couldn't do that before. So there's been a lot of really positives that have come out of the show. And then obviously everything with Kendra and making new friends and getting myself out there with like hanging out with people and stuff. It's made it easier to smile because there have been a lot of positives in my life when this last year has been all negatives. And all negatives that I have to handle by myself. It's different when it's a bunch of negatives and you have a support system, but I had negatives and I had nobody to talk to. You know, there were people in the house. My grandmother died and nobody asked me how I was feeling in real life. You guys always did, but nobody in real life asked me how I was feeling. And the one time I talked about her on stream, I had to endure 20 minutes of being humiliated for having talked about my dead grandmother. So like, I didn't have that support system. And so smiling just didn't happen because even when good things happened, it just wasn't worth smiling about. I couldn't get excited. I couldn't allow myself to get excited because something else was going to happen and there would be nobody else there to help me. Now I have a support system. Now I can smile. And now if something bad happens, I can be okay with that. You know, it's pretty crazy. Thank you, Gina. How are you? She's died like over a year ago now. She died in July, I think it was. So it's been a year, July, August, September, October, November. So a year and 4 months, 16 months ago she died. And then obviously my dad died like 10 months later. And then Nora moved away. And so like, I don't know when I'm ever going to see her again. So like a lot happened in a year. A lot happened in 1 year. So yeah. But I'm in a place now where I can smile and I can laugh and I can get excited. And a big thing, here's something that you guys didn't know me during my theater heyday. But when I was like performing all the time, like I was singing 5 days a week. I was performing 4 days a week. People paid to see me perform. And so I was doing it all the time. So I never got nervous. When I would go on stage, I'd be like, I'm ready, let's do this. But never felt nervous, never felt excited. It was always like a, let's go. I've been working hard. Let's give these people a show. But it wasn't excitement like, oh my God, I'm gonna go on stage. It's gonna be amazing. Never felt that. Just because I was so used to it. And even the few shows that I did do since I started content, no excitement whatsoever. No nervousness, nothing. But it was more like I was numb. It was just like, let's just do the show. And I hated that feeling. Because at least before I enjoyed it, even though I didn't get excited, this time I didn't enjoy it. And I didn't get excited. It kind of sucked. And now I was nervous to go on stage for this show. I was excited. I had butterflies. I was so proud of myself, which I hadn't done in a long time. I get butterflies thinking about Kendra. That's something that I haven't felt ever since I was a teenager, really. Like to feel real butterflies just thinking about a person. That just goes to show me that I'm in a much better place because I'm allowing myself to feel these things, which is like really cool. It's really cool. Yes, we should all cuddle. We should all cuddle. Merle, you better be fully dressed because I'm not that kind of boy. On camera. I don't know who said that. That is weird. I sound like your mother and your aunt. Why? What part? What part? Oh no, cold and bronchitis. Is it COVID? Have you been COVID tested? You have 2 PJs on. Okay, good. That makes it more fun when I take them off. What? Who said that? I don't even know. Oh, I'm still a jerk. Naked cuddles better. No, not naked. Not naked. Even for sexy times, not naked. I don't do naked. I never do naked. Unless I'm showering. That's the only time I do naked. Okay, what can I do? Damn it, I can't even do overlays. Just never mind, I won't do overlays. Okay, so this is the just chatting screen. Let me pull up the old, at least like my logo and splash screens and stuff. I can at least pull that stuff up. No, you haven't been tested, Gina, or no, it's not COVID. Yeah, I sleep in boxers. I used to sleep in pajamas, but I sleep in boxers. But I always have to have the fan on because I will overheat under the sheets. This is where it's hard because like the autistic in me likes the pressure of the sheets. I like a heavy comforter to have that pressure, but the heavier the comforter, the hotter it gets. And I like to be feeling cold while under warm blankets when I sleep. So that's kind of a rough thing for me because like the last couple of days it's been warm in my apartment. And so I have to have the fan on full blast and then I get under the covers and the heat feels great or the pressure feels great, but the heat keeps me up. So, but I don't like the getting nakies. I don't like the getting nakies. I haven't laughed for a while. Well, I'm glad that I made you laugh, man. I'm glad that I made you laugh. Butterfly this, flutter that. I haven't felt it in a long time, man. I haven't felt that in a long time. So I am very, very aware of it because it's not something that I normally feel. If that makes sense. Okay, so let's go to Stream Elements. Oh, when you sleep too long under AC and fan, you get sick. Okay, okay. Jeez, Merle. Is it because you're feeling like extra cold? Or is that just like how you like to sleep because you don't want any kind of sexy coming out? You want to save it for the day? Let me in, Stream Elements. Come on. Let's do this. I could do this. So you're not just staring at me, staring at the screen. Let's do this. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. No, because then you're going to be able to like steal my info. Let's not show you this part. I'll show you some in a bit. Where's the chat? There it is. The weight is comfy. Yeah, I like the weight. Me too. Me too. I like the weight too. But I can't use a weighted blanket. I wanted a weighted blanket, but I can't because they get way too hot. And if I'm hot, I can't sleep. Which means I never sleep. No, I'm kidding. If I'm hot, I can't do it. No floor sleeping for me. I'm old. If I don't have the right kind of bed, I wake up with pain and I have pain for the next week. No floor sleeps. What the heck happened? Why did it kick me? It kicked me out of stream. Oh no, Stream Elements are here. Oh, I'm such an idiot. My head is just foggy right now. I think I didn't take my meds. I think that's what's happened. Okay, so we're gonna do a browser source. And this is my info bar. What is on my info bar? I do not remember. There you are. Okay, it's how many like subs and stuff I've gotten for the day or bits or whatever. So while we're just chatting, I think I have it there. Because I usually have like an overlay that's underneath me maybe. You need the height of the bed to get out of bed because the floor is too low. Is that because you actually have like a physical issue that doesn't let you do it? Or is it just because we're old and it's harder to get out of bed and like get up from floors? Okay, and now we'll get the sub goal. Add a browser source, sub goal. Sub goal for the day right there. You just roll everywhere. Okay, so we got the sub goal, and now I gotta get my badge, my logo. So, logo. There it is. That shows how many subs we have. We still have 12 subs. That's crazy. I've been away from streaming for so long. I can't believe I still have 12. Okay, so we got the logo. We got those little few pieces of information. Let's get the chat window up so people can see the chat whenever they're on different platforms, because I forgot you guys on Twitch can't see YouTube and you guys on YouTube can't see Twitch. Add. Where's display cut? I am so disoriented. I cannot think straight right now. I cannot think straight. There we go. I cannot think straight at all. Okay. Whoa. Just so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I said I'm doing it. Okay, so now I need my alerts. You should, Merle. Get back to streaming. You're trying to kick your anxiety. Sometimes you just have to do it. We win. Using, like, allowing the anxiety to take over just makes it worse. And I'm only speaking on it because that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Not with the stream, but like in life, I'm doing everything that I can to not let anxiety get in the way. Like tomorrow, I'm really anxious about going out tomorrow. My anxiety is through the roof about hanging out tomorrow. Especially because Kendra's going to be there and the cast is going to be there. And like closing night, the cast saw us together, but her and I hadn't spoken about it yet. So it wasn't like, we're not official yet. Like, I haven't asked her to be my girlfriend, but she pretty much is. But we hadn't spoken about that yet, and now we have. And now I'm like super, super anxious about being at this place with her and the whole cast, because like, I don't know how I'm going to react. I don't know if I'm going to be all like, no, don't come near me, because I don't want to like make things weird. I also don't want to be like, Liz, my girlfriend, and have them all feel weird. And so like, my anxiety's through the roof, and everything in me is saying, don't go. It's going to be awkward, but I'm going to go anyway. I'm going to go anyway. So don't allow yourself to get the anxiety to win. So you get less scared. Yeah, no, that's understandable, Weevan. That's understandable. Oh, weird prop girl. No, she's not. Nobody in the cast liked her. Nobody in the cast liked her. Not a single person. Did I tell you all she tried to add me to Facebook? Did I tell you guys all about that? You sold the microphone and Go XLR. Yeah. That'll make it a little bit hard to stream. Yeah, she tried to add me to Facebook. She found me and added me to Facebook. I'm trying to like stop, make a step, and then talk some more, because I'm just going to sit and talk the whole time. Okay, browser. That's not the keyboard I want. Alerts. Browser source. That is not what I wanted. That is not the alerts page. Why is that there? That is really weird. Like, turn that off so you all don't see that, because you don't need that. Why did it copy that as my alerts? That is really weird that it copied that as my alerts. There. There we go. Alerts are here. Okay, cool. You got a new microphone and camera after you stop streaming. That's more the reason to go back to streaming. You need to use it. You need to use it. It probably is Weewin, but it's better than nothing. Stop coming up with excuses. No excuses. No excuses. Okay, so Gina, let me catch you up. For anybody else who hasn't been here for this weird prop girl story, let me catch you up. All right, so you have all heard me talk about Kendra. Kendra was my co-star in the show. I was in a musical, for those who don't know. The musical I was in was the Dolly Parton musical, 9 to 5, based on the Dolly Parton movie, 9 to 5. That's based on her song, 9 to 5. It is about 3 women who work in an office, and there's this egotistical, sexist, lying, hypocritical bigot, that was a line from my show, who runs the place. And Dora Lee who is also my guitar. Dora Lee is Dolly Parton, and she is like this sexy, cute, wonderful woman, and my character is constantly trying to sleep with her, and he tells everybody in the office he is sleeping with her. Through the story, the women get revenge on my character. So Kendra was my Dolly Parton. So the whole show is me trying to get in her pants, and me constantly like hitting on her and staring at her and checking her out. Like, that was the whole thing. Well, Kendra is now the person that I am in a relationship with. And before we were anywhere near official, her and I were really good friends. Her, Catherine, and myself were like really close backstage and during rehearsals and stuff. When we were backstage, I would be hugging both of them. They would come up and give me like a kiss on the cheek, and like Kendra would hold my hand and like hug my arm, and Catherine would come up and like give me a hug, and it was just very touchy-feely. Everybody thought I was sleeping with Catherine. Catherine is married, has a kid. They have like a love book romance. Like, her husband is amazing. I met him. He is so nice. But everybody figured I was at least with one of them, if not with both of them. That was kind of the ongoing joke within our little group, is that they'll never know. And so there was this girl that worked in the show that I saw her a couple of times at rehearsals, because she would have to come and see what props we needed. She didn't start coming to rehearsals consistently until Hell Week, which, for those who don't know, you rehearse in a certain space for the whole time, and then there is 1 week where you start rehearsing with everybody that's going to be involved. So like, you start having the props people there, you start having the stage crew there to move stuff around. You're rehearsing every day. You now have stuff that you're going to work on the stage with is now there on the rehearsal space with you. Then you move to the theater and you spend a week at the theater working out the spacing in the theater and the lighting and the microphones and everything. So that's what we call Hell Week, because it is a nightmare for everybody. Well, this props girl started showing up right at Hell Week. We never talked, never said a word to each other. Couple of times she would ask me a question. I answered. I was trying to be nice. But I didn't really talk to her because I had a bunch of stuff on my plate and the show was not ready to go live and I was really nervous. I also had severe vocal damage. I was bleeding from my mouth because my vocal cords were so torn that I didn't want to have to concentrate on anybody else. So I didn't give her any time. Once the show was at the theater and we started to run the show, not in front of an audience, the first 3 days were spent for tech. So the sound, the music, the props, the lighting, all that stuff. Then the last 4 days was us just running the show as if it was a live thing. At that point, I would have to interact with her because she would there was a gun that I had to use in the show. She would give it to me. There were ropes that they had to use. She would give them to me. There were things that I had to interact with her for. And she was trying to be friendly. There was another prop guy on the opposite side of the stage, and there was a stage manager, assistant stage manager, who was kind of in charge of who went on stage, who didn't, and if we needed props, she was the one that we had to deal with everything. If there was an issue, we would tell her, and she would tell the booth. And she was chatting with me. You know, she was asking me about what I did for a living, and I did a film for the show, and she asked me if that's what I did for a living, and I was kind of explaining that, and then I said, I run a cleaning company with my brother. And this props girl, We'll call her Marsha. That's what I'll call her. So Marsha was listening in, and I had noticed she would kind of follow me around. She wouldn't say anything, just wherever I was, she would just kind of appear when she shouldn't have to be there. So I was kind of getting an inkling that she wanted to talk to me. It was kind of weird, but whatever. So we're talking about this cleaning company, and she steps in and I said I used to work in healthcare and now I work in a cleaning company. And she steps in and she's like, oh, I work in healthcare too, and I work as a physiotherapist. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. She goes, don't you miss being in healthcare? I was like, no, I hated it. I don't like working in healthcare. And she's like, oh, but you're so good. I was like, I don't like healthcare. I don't like it. I was good at it, and I felt fulfilled in the sense of I'm doing something good for people around me, but it wasn't my passion. It wasn't something that I enjoyed. I didn't like the job. And I made that clear. And then she's like, well, I've got a lot of patients that would need somebody to come clean their house. I can give them your phone number. And I was like, no, I don't do homes. And she's like, yeah, but you could make a lot of money. I was like, I do industrial. I don't do homes. And she just wouldn't accept that I wasn't willing to do people's homes, and that I didn't want her to give my phone number to people that I didn't know because I didn't want to clean their houses. And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just I want to do industrial stuff. I don't want to be in people's homes. Now I know that it's because she wanted my phone number. But anyway, so I was kind of weirded out that she just wasn't willing to accept that. And then she kept trying to talk to me. And then she did the weird neckbeard nice guy thing, where I was in the middle of a conversation with somebody and she was just standing there awkwardly, and midway through my sentence she's just like, can I have a hug? And it was just no. And then I walked away because I was like, that's really uncomfortable because you're asking in a really inappropriate time. It's just what? It was just weird. I think she was autistic, so I do feel kind of bad because obviously I am too, and I know I've done really awkward stuff in the past, but this was beyond awkward. But whatever, I was dealing with it. It was fine. But she would always come to me to ask me questions to stuff that I didn't have answers to. She would ask me about props that I never use in the show. So I had no idea where they were from, what they were for, or who used them. She should ask the stage manager, and she was asking me. And it was starting to get really frustrating because I would sometimes be getting ready to go on stage and she would be questioning me about stuff that had nothing to do with me. Part of the show, I would come out in a onesie. And she was questioning why I was wearing a onesie when I had been wearing it for the last 5 rehearsals. And I'm like, this is my costume. She's like, I don't remember you wearing that. It's my costume. She's like, are you sure you have to wear that? It's not your concern. You're the props girl. You're not the costume girl. If I'm wearing the wrong thing, stage manager will tell me, or the director will tell me. It is not your job to concern yourself with what I'm wearing. So she almost made me miss my cue because she was questioning me. And that really frustrates me because it had nothing to do with her. But anyway, still kind of dealing with her. And then she starts getting more adamant about asking me for hugs and following me around and trying to talk to me. And now she's starting to grind my gears. It's just not, it's frustrating me at this point. And Kendra and Catherine are also talking about how they're having problems with her and how she's rude to them and how she's always getting in their way and always she gets upset when they ask her for props that they need. And it was just really uncomfortable. The final interaction I had with her was the day before the show was over. So it was Saturday in the afternoon, we had one show and I was the guy. Then Sunday in the afternoon, we had the show again and a different guy played my character. He did it twice, I did it the rest of the run. At the end of the show, I would come out, they would gag me in the show at one point, and I would keep the gag around my neck for the rest of the show. At the end of the show, I would take the gag off, the props person would come and take it from me, and they would go. For some reason that night, she came down for the gag. I wonder why. She asked me for the gag. Sorry, I'm not reading chat because I don't want to lose my train of thought. She came and asked me for the gag, and I gave her the one I had. And she's like, where's the blue one? And I was like, oh, we haven't had that in like 3 days. You guys lost it. And she's like, well, I was told you have it. I was like, nope, I don't have it. And she's like, well, they told me you have the gag. I was like, I don't have the gag. I have this one that I wore for the show. I don't have the blue one, and I haven't had it for multiple shows now. And she's like, oh, okay. And she walked away. Fine. And I was that blunt with her when I was saying it. The afternoon show comes around where I am not the character and I don't use the gag and I have nothing to do with that character or the gag. And she asks me for both gags again. And I'm like, I gave you the brown one earlier. She goes, no, you didn't. I'm like, yes. And then you asked me for the blue one and I told you I didn't have the blue one, but I gave you the brown one. And she goes, well, you have both gags. And my literal response to her was, I do not have both gags. I gave you the brown one and I yelled at you for it then, and I told you then I don't have the blue one. Clearly I don't have it today either at this point when I didn't have it earlier, especially when I'm not Frank. And then I just walked away. Didn't wait for her to respond. I just walked away. That was the last interaction I had with her. I go home. The night's over. I'm getting ready to sleep because I have to be at the show in the morning. And I had been up for 25 hours at that point. So I went home and I'm starting to go to bed, but I can't bring myself to sleep because it's the last show. So I'm already anxious because the show's going to be over and I'm not ready for it to be over. You know, I got really close to Kendra and Catherine, and this was going to be the last time I was going to be on stage with them. And that made me really anxious. You know, this has been such a great experience for me. For where I am in my life, I wasn't ready for that to be over. I still hadn't told Kendra I liked her, and I was really anxious because I knew this was going to be my last chance to tell her because I didn't know if I was ever going to see her again. So there's a lot of anxiety going through me. Then my brother messages me at like 1 in the morning to say he's being threatened by one of the guys that he had fired. So now I'm stressed out worrying about my brother. So I go through my emails because I am waiting for an email from Lord Hare. I open up my email and there's an email from somebody I don't know. And her name happens to be Marsha, but it doesn't click. That is the fake name. That is not her real name. And it doesn't click that it's her. And so I open the email and it's like, congratulations on your show. The videos you did for it are great. I would really like to get together and discuss it. And so I'm thinking it's somebody that saw the show or is involved in the show and they're doing another production and they're emailing me for a business inquiry. And then it goes on to say something like, I would really like to get to know you and maybe discuss theater and film and like what makes you passionate because I want to get to know you better. Looking forward to hearing from you, something like that. She signed her name Marsha, and then at the bottom it says, P.S. Just because I'm not a cast member or an actor and only part of the crew, it doesn't mean I'm not worth getting to know. Now, if you're not in the theater world, that doesn't seem too rough. But the theater world is really renowned for having a divide between crew and cast. And for a long time, cast treated crew like crap. I am not one of those actors. I am so thankful for my crew. I love crew because without them, there is no show. Doesn't matter how good of an actor I am. If they don't give me my gun when I go onto a scene where I need a gun, I look like an idiot on stage. I need them just as much as they need me. It is a 50-50 job. So her saying that was an insult to me because I work really hard to acknowledge that the crew is really important. And she already was blaming me for something I had never done. And so I was really insulted. So I didn't answer. And the story continues. So this is why I'm continuing this. So then I go to the show the next day. I barely slept. I think I slept like an hour and a half just because of all the anxiety and then having to think I'm going to have to deal with this girl backstage for the rest of the night. And so the first thing I do is I get a hold of Kendra and Catherine. I'm like, guys, I have to show you this. And I show them the email. And instantly they're like, that's why she's mean to us. Because they would hug me and give me kisses and hold my hand. Well, Kendra would hold my hand and give me kisses. Catherine would hug me and say hi and whatever. And we would talk and we would be together all the time. And Marsha was jealous. So she treated them like crap. So now I'm even more annoyed because those two had nothing to do with what was going on. Her imaginary relationship she had with me. So I didn't respond that night. I didn't respond for the show. At the show, I avoided talking to her at all costs. And then that's when Kendra started to like really hold my hand, and she gave me multiple kisses on the cheek backstage. But she was playing it up because Marsha was right there and we needed to like make it clear that I wasn't interested. So we go to the after show, or the party after the show, the closing night party, and we're all there and we're just kind of chatting. We had agreed that we were going to come back to my place so we could kind of be in quiet and just kind of talk, Catherine and Kendra. And so I show up, Kendra's not there, it's just Catherine and I, and we're sitting and we leave a seat for Kendra. And the music conductor comes in and he's like, can I sit? And we're like, yeah, go ahead, but Kendra is going to come. And he's like, yeah, I'll move when she gets here. Marsha is sitting at a totally different table. She gets up and asks to sit next to the conductor, and the whole time tries to talk to me, but in a really uncomfortable time. Like, imagine I'm having this conversation with you, and midway through my sentence, I hear her, what's your favorite song? I'm talking to them right now. And I would continue. And then she'd be like, yeah, I was working. What are you doing this weekend? I'm talking right now. I want to continue my conversation. Like, it was really awkward, her trying to talk to me. And then Kendra shows up and sits next to me, and then she like leans into me, and I'm like, well, we're pretty much acting like a couple putting on a show to get this girl to leave me alone, because everybody knows Catherine's married. And the girl eventually kind of moves and sits at a different table. Then she sits even further away on the opposite side. So I'm really happy. Gets to the point where Catherine, Kendra, and I are going to leave. And I'm going to go around and say goodbye to everybody because, you know, I'm not going to see a lot of these people for a long time. So I go individually, person by person, and give everybody a hug, say it was so nice to work with them, kind of highlight something that I really liked about what I did with them. And then I get to the stage manager, assistant stage manager, who I became friends with backstage. And Marsha's sitting with her. So I just say goodbye to the stage manager. She stands up to give me a hug, and I just shake her hand and walk away. And then I say to Marsha, you know, it was really nice working with you. And I walk away. Don't even shake her hand. Marsha goes and sits closer to where I'm heading. And eventually I say bye to a couple more people. I go back to the stage manager, the assistant stage manager, and then I give her a hug. And as I hug her, I'm like, I'm sorry. Just Marsha was here. And I didn't want to have to hug her. And if I hugged you, I would have had to hug her. So I'm sorry, but here's my hug. Goodbye. We leave. I have a wonderful night with Catherine and Kendra. We chat all night, whatever. That night, after Kendra leaves, because Kendra and I had spoken more openly and like made it clear that we wanted to get to know each other and whatever, I decide to email Marsha to be nice because I am going to have to work with her again and I don't want to have that awkwardness. Sorry, I'm still not reading chat, everybody. I apologize. And so I email her, and Ty was making fun of me because my email was very, very businesslike, where I was like, you know, thank you so much for the compliment. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you enjoyed, you know, being part of the show and whatever. And as for the other part of your email, where she wanted to get to know me, I was like, you know, I'm really flattered that you want to get to know me better. And again, I'm playing it up because she doesn't know where Kendra and I were standing up until this point. But like, Kendra was like, you know, holding my thigh and leaning into me, and like I was holding her hand, and like we looked like a couple. And we had done stuff like that backstage before. So I was like, you know, I'm really flattered you want to get to know me, but I'm sorry if there was some kind of misunderstanding. I thought you were aware that I was in a relationship with somebody, or I was involved with somebody. And out of respect to Kay, because there's Catherine, there's Kendra, and then I was friends with somebody else called Katie. So I didn't want to name one person in particular, so I just put out of respect for Kay, I'm not comfortable kind of pursuing anything with you. And then she emailed me back. She's like, I wasn't asking for that. I was trying to network and become friends. But if I'm not worth even being a friend, I understand. You asked me to hang out because you want to get to know me better. That's not networking. That's not networking at all. And I'm not that naive to think you weren't asking me out. But this is the kind of confidence I normally have with people. That's why it's so funny that I'm like a complete blubbering idiot around Kendra. But anyway, so that was it. That was when she emailed that back. I was like, that doesn't deserve a response, because now she's getting indignant over something that I called her out on and she's embarrassed about. And that's fine. She can be embarrassed. But like, don't treat me like I'm an idiot. I know you asked me out. I tried to be really nice about it. I didn't like make fun of you. I didn't say anything extra. I just said, hey, I'm involved with somebody and I want to respect that. And so no. Not to mention that she didn't act like she didn't know that it had happened. So she knew that something was going on and she had so little respect for me and for whatever potential relationship I had that she was still trying to ask me out despite that. And to me, that's just insulting. So didn't deserve a response. Didn't respond to her. 3 or 4, no, it was about 5 days later. I get an email. Or no, I get a notification on Facebook and I open it up and she's trying to add me to Facebook. And I'm just like, why are you adding me to Facebook? When I yelled at you backstage, I turned you down when you tried to get me to hug you and stuff. I turned you down when you tried to get me to go out with you. And then you acted indignant after I did that. Why are you adding me to Facebook? We're not friends. I don't want anything to do with you at this point. And so I showed Kendra, and just because I was so frustrated, because at this point now it's harassment. It's no longer just like a cutesy, like she just kind of doesn't get it. It's full-blown harassment at this point. It's really irritating. And like if it was a man doing it to a woman, I'm not trying to compare the circumstances, because guys always go way further. But if it was a guy going after a woman doing this, everybody would think the guy was a creep. And I wasn't willing to look at that way, because that's just not something that you're used to kind of thinking of when it comes to situations like this. But really, if I just reversed the roles, it would absolutely be inappropriate. So why isn't it inappropriate when it's my role? So I was like, yeah. So I was really upset. So I messaged Kendra. I was like, look at this. And right away, she's like, can you just please block her? And I was like, yep. You asked, I'm going to do it. Because I wasn't going to block her. I was just going to leave it. I wasn't going to acknowledge it. I was going to leave it as a not accepted, not rejected, just leave it. But I was like, no, you're right. It makes you uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable. And I don't want that kind of looming over us. So I just blocked her. But like, how does she not... Where did she get the idea that asking me out was a good idea after I yelled at her? Like, what? Yeah, it'll all be strictly business. Exactly, Gina. And that was it. And it's hard because for Rent, if I audition and get in, there's a really high chance she is going to be involved. And it's going to be really hard for me to deal with her because I am at a point now where I don't have patience for her anymore. And I'm not nice when I don't have patience. She doesn't deserve for me to be nice at this point, but I don't want to deal with the drama backstage. And Kendra pointed it out, and she's like, you know, she didn't say it to me, but like, she's not gonna be there to kind of be a deterrent. Not that I need her to like defend me, but like, at least if like Kendra's there and we're like holding hands and stuff, I have, like, we have the ability to be like, hello. But when I'm by myself, I don't have the hello. It's gonna be really awkward. It's going to be really hard for me to stay in center as an actor when I have that looming over me. Now, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I am not going to do anything about it until she does. And the second she says something, I'm going right to the producers. Because I will not be made uncomfortable because she just refuses to take no as an answer. Because I never did anything to lead her on in any way. At least if it was like the assistant stage manager. 23. Young girl, really cute girl, really, really nice, a cute personality, like, and I don't mean cute in like the demeaning way, like cute, like, you know, she would wear these like little sundresses that made her look like a little school teacher. She's a school teacher. But like she saw one day I was having kind of an autistic meltdown. She came out to check me out. And she's like, are you okay? And like, she brought her little bag and she had like little fidget spinners and stuff in it. She's like, I use this with the kids. She's like, I'm not trying to like belittle you or anything, but like, I know this helps them. Like, do you need help? Like, she was just so sweet. And like one day she was really upset because something went wrong backstage and she was having to handle everything and she was really stressed out. And she like came up and she put her head on my shoulder and she was just really sad. And like, I gave her a big hug. If she asked me out, I would have been like, okay, I get where you understood that we were potentially interested in each other because we were really, really nice to each other. And that could be seen as kind of flirtatious. I get it. But she didn't. And Marsha, I never did anything with her. I never hugged her, never held her hand, never talked to her outside of prop work. I answered a couple of her questions when she would ask when we were in a group, and it would be rude not to answer her at first. Then I just completely stopped answering her. But like, I never even gave her an inch for her to take a mile. And then there was me and Kendra backstage the whole time, where everybody knew something was going on. They just weren't sure if it was Kendra or Catherine, but like they knew something was going on. Like Katie, the other girl that I was talking about, at the end of the second show, I can't remember anymore, but it was one of the days we were standing outside and she was kind of having a rough day. And we were chatting. And she was telling me a little bit about her life. I told her a little bit about mine. And Kendra drove by and she hadn't said goodbye. And she like stopped, rolled down her window. And I was like, hey, pretty lady. And she's like, hey, I'm going home. I was like, all right, drive safe. And then I was like, keep in touch. It was the last day of the first week of the show. I was like, keep in touch during the week. And she's like, I will. And she drove off. And then I looked right at Katie and I was like, I have such a crush on that girl. And Katie's response was, you don't say. She's like, you really think none of us know about this? So everybody knew. And this girl still thought it was a good idea to ask me out. So I'm concerned of what's going to happen when there isn't somebody backstage with me the whole time. Just so stressful. So stressful. But that is the creepy girl. And then she tried to add me to Facebook and I had to block her. Because like, no. I get it. She doesn't understand social cues. I get it. She may have had a crush on me. Please don't contradict me, because I'm not saying this as a pity party. I'm not saying as like a fishing scheme to get compliments. Tara, I hope you're doing really well. Hope you've had yourself a great weekend. This is just the legitimate fact of the matter. I am not cute enough to have that kind of obsession over. I'm not that good looking. I'm like a 7 on a really good day. And I had a porn star mustache with mutton chops. I am not that cute to have an obsession like that. I am not that funny or friendly to have an obsession like that. I am not that likable. So I don't know what kind of like fake relationship she's made up in her mind for her to have such an obsession over me. The only thing I could say to her is good on you for shooting your shot, because if she hadn't done it, I wouldn't have done it either. But damn, girl, once you shot your shot and you missed, it was, you know, a complete airball. Yeah, pick yourself up, scrub yourself off, and move on. But damn, man. Damn. They were too hot for her. There was one girl in the show that said that they were too hot for her. There was one girl that was like, you look so hot with those. And I was like, what? I was like, nobody likes him. And everybody's like, he looks so gross. I was like, I know. She's like, I don't know. I guess I unlocked a new kink. I was like, oh my God. She didn't think I was hot. It was just like the look worked for her. And then at the end of the show, I was like, I'm not hot anymore. She goes, yeah. She goes, I don't know why you didn't like it. I was like, nobody did. She goes, really? I was like, yeah. And then I'm like, I look so old. She goes, I do like older guys, so I guess that makes sense. I was like, yeah. It was so gross. I hated it. Bombastic side-eye. Oh man, yeah, all the power to her. I mean, she's super nice. That's where we're going for this thing tomorrow, is to her place. A bunch of us are going. But yeah, just, you know, all the power to her for taking a shot, especially when there was nothing there. Like, it's hard enough to take a shot with somebody where you're like, maybe, maybe not, you know, maybe. But like, I was a definite no. I wasn't like, well, he is nice to me. No, there was nothing. I was a jerk to her. And she still took her shot. This girl is brave. Like, I can't take that away from her. She is brave. Wow. Good on you. That's why when like it came to Kendra, I was like, I can't not take my shot now. Like, there are a lot of flags that say, hey, Kendra likes you. You should take your shot. And I was scared too. There were big caution signs in front of me going, hey, don't talk to this guy. And she still took her shot. So I had to. So I'll give her that. I'll be like, if Kendra and I turn into something, I'm going to owe it all to Marsha. I'm trying so hard not to say her real name. I'm going to owe it all to Marsha, because like, it's going to be all owed to Marsha and to Preston, really. But like, because like if she wouldn't have taken a shot, I wouldn't have had the guts to do it too. But like, wow, it was a mess. Oh, she is incredibly thick-headed, and in her thick-headedness, it came out as bravery, I guess.
Ready to have the most power over your music?
Give me a sec.
Playlists and albums with
Important
every song
message.
flowing into the next, thanks to uninterrupted music listening. There's no one way to listen with Spotify Premium. Tap the banner to learn more.
I hate the new autocorrect on the newest iPhone software. It is trash. My fat thumbs always misspell, and then it gives me the most random responses. But yeah, totally thick-headed. Tara, how has life been? How have things been? How goes the stream reset? I haven't done anything. I added alerts. I added that thing, the little like banner stuff, and I added my logo. That's all I've done, and I've been talking the whole time. So back to the narcissistic vibes. I genuinely don't think she was being narcissistic. I genuinely think that she is just a very slighted... I don't know if she's autistic. She gave off a lot of like stereotypical autistic vibes. Women don't tend to be the same as men when it comes to autism, but she gave off the stereotypical men with autism vibes. She would be having a whole conversation that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. And she just didn't understand social cues at all. She didn't know when I was feeling uncomfortable. She didn't know when I was just not interested in what she was saying. She didn't know when I was having a meltdown and needed to just be given space. Some people don't understand, but you can kind of see that it's more of like they're just not aware of that cue, but they're not doing it because they're ignoring the cue. She was like almost ignoring the cue because there were days where I would be in a really bad mental space. Meltdown wise, it wasn't like I was depressed. It was just like, I'm so overwhelmed right now. I need to be by myself. And I'd be like sitting in a corner in the dark with my head down, and people would just kind of sneak by me. And if they would say anything, they'd be like, hey, I hope you're okay. I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. But they also knew I wasn't fine, and they would leave me alone, or they would sit with me and they'd be like, are you okay? And she would see me and she'd be like, so what's your favorite kind of music? Do you not see I'm like having a meltdown right now? I don't need you asking me what my favorite music is. I don't want to talk right now. And she just didn't pick up on it. So I think she was like heavily autistic, but I don't know. Heavily sounds wrong. It's wrong. She just had a lot more social issues with autism. And I think she's been slighted enough that now she sees any form of rejection as a slight. And when I answered her, I did it to not be mean to her and to not be rude to her and ignore her, because I don't think I'm better than her. I'm just not interested. And I tried to respond in the nicest way possible. And I feel like the rejection was the nicest possible, because I even left it with, you know, in respect of my involvement with Kay, I'm not comfortable, you know, getting to know you. I'm really flattered, but I'm just going to have to say no. I'm also really looking forward to the next time we work together, because it'll be fun. So I literally left it as like, we can be friends. I just don't want to pursue anything romantic. And she still took that as, well, you don't even want to be friends. I was just like, well, why are you being so slighted? I have a beautiful, talented, sweet woman in my life right now that I don't want to risk anything for somebody that I can't stand to be around. I think I'm justified in feeling that way. So I don't think she was narcissistic. I think she's just so tainted by her life experiences that hearing no was much more of a painful thing for her than it would be for everybody else. Falcon, how's it going, man? Oh, that's the worst. Yeah, I have to do my second PC. I've only done the first one, and I stupidly deleted everything. So I have to do new overlays and stuff. I'm not doing those today. I'm just going to set up the scenes and not even the transitions, because I think I lost those too. I'm just going to set up the scenes for now. Actually, I have... Oh, it's not here. I have a hard drive. It might be on my hard drive. I don't want to get up again. Yeah, she was scorned and couldn't take rejection. That's a big thing. Exactly. Oh, nice. A little bit of silence to allow yourself to kind of reset. Those are needed, Tara. Those are very needed. But yes, please let me know. Please let me know. I've been on like a really big journey over the last little while. I was talking about it before you showed up. I've been on a really big journey over the last little while, and I'm finally at a place where I feel good. Not just like I feel better, because that's what it's always been since everything happened. And the thing is, like, a lot of people, it's hard for me to have these conversations on stream because I didn't talk about it. I didn't say anything. But like, my relationship ended like 2 years ago. And so I only brought it up 5 months ago, but it ended 2 years ago. And so like, it's hard for me to talk about because it sounds like, oh, he just finished and now he's already moving. No, it didn't even end 5 months ago. It ended up 7 months ago. She moved out 4 months ago. But it sounds like she just moved out and I'm already moving on. But no, the relationship's been over for 2 years. I just didn't talk about her on stream. But I'm finally, for the last 2 years, it's like I'm feeling better. Every day was just, I'm feeling better. But now I'm feeling good, which is really strange to feel. So please feel free to talk to me because I am so willing to listen. Preston, how you doing, man? We will chat later, Preston, for sure. But yeah, I'm in a really good place right now, which is awesome. But yeah, feel free to chat. Absolutely. Because we have very similar life experiences. They're not the same, but they're similar enough that I can at least like make the leap into your head. You know what I mean? Yes, Merle, go sleep. Go sleep. One of the auditions that I'm looking to do, one of the characters has one of these deep voices, and the number that I have to sing would be way down here. It would be kind of funny for me to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to, but it would be kind of funny. All right, where's my chat box? Chat box. Merle, don't give me those dirty thoughts. I'm not that kind of boy on camera, like I said earlier. Is that the chat box? Oh no, I want the restream chat. I don't want that chat box. I want restream chat. Can I do it from the app? Embed in stream. Oh, cool. Huh. Restream has now added that you can have it just show the Twitch stream on chat. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that they had that. Let's put it over here so it's a little bit easier to see maybe. It's kind of dim, but that might be enough. Okay, so we got the chat going. This is pretty much all I need for my chat screen for now. And I'm gonna call this... just chatting, I guess. Just chatting. Then this one is gonna be called gameplay. Let's add everything on again. So, video capture device. Oh, I used the wrong name. Okay. Can I rename this? Oh, wait, that's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Get rid of the camera for a sec. Actually, no. Rename this, and we're gonna name it ZVE10. And this will be camera, 4K camera. 4K camera. This one, I don't think this camera's working, but we'll try it. 1080p camera. And we'll add the A5100, but the camera is, whoops, the camera is broken, so I don't even know if it's gonna work. So add video capture device, A5100, USB video. Ah, it is working, cool. Hello. Oh, I'm out of focus, my nose is itchy. I'm out of focus. Oh no, it's just a grainy image, that's okay. All right. Hello, Weewin, welcome back. Yes, one step closer. One step closer, Weewin. Do it. Do it. Do it. Should I keep my old PC and do the old PC setup? Okay, so the dual PC setup is a headache. I'll tell you that right from the start. The big headache is getting it to all work together in the way you want, depending on how complicated your sound is. Usually the way that it is run is that you have all your audio in the gaming PC and then you take one output out to your streaming PC. So everything is controlled on your gaming PC. So it can be kind of complicated to get it to do the alerts the way you want and everything. Once that's set up, there's no headache. And the biggest part that I like about using the raw camera, that I like about using the dual PC setup, is that now my second PC is like a console. And so gaming on it is so much easier because I don't have to worry about, is the stream going to still work okay with this game at decent settings. Instead, I can just play the game at like whatever settings I like, and the stream will always be fine because this PC, because this is my streaming PC, will have no issues because it's just streaming. I really like that. I also like that this PC will never have anything installed in it except for what I need. And so I don't have to worry about like a bunch of games being on there, plus all the hardware that, you know, is overlays and all that stuff. I just like that it's more like a console. That I don't have to worry about moving stuff around all the time. But it is a headache because you have to obviously plug it in your capture card. You're going to have to figure out audio for how you want the audio to work. Especially if you do like online games with anybody and you want to have chat and stuff, that can be really complicated. And it also takes up a lot of space and there's a lot of cable management. So there's a lot of downsides, but I had the second PC. I didn't want to have to bother selling it. And I like that I can play in like 1440p with maximum settings, ray tracing on, and fully enjoy it without worrying about the PC not being able to stream, which is what was happening with this PC. If I had a 1440p, I couldn't use ray tracing. If I had a 1080p, I could do ray tracing, but everything else on like medium. And so like I was always trying to work with the settings. So it's got its benefits, but it depends on how much work you want to put into it. Honestly, one PC setup is better, but I do like not having a headache of like figuring out the settings. Oh. Sorry, I added the second camera and it added the microphone. I apologize. Thank you for letting me know. That's it, right, though? I don't have any other audio? Yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, everybody. Apologies. Yeah, it's because I turned this camera on and the microphone on the camera was going. Okay, so we got that camera. We have this camera. Is this... Okay, this one's not picking up the audio. Okay, cool. Right? No double audio here? I don't think. So this one is now... It wouldn't have come through. It would not have come through because the alerts are on one page and they're supposed to be on all pages. What am I going to call this again? Gameplay. We'll add the display so you can see what I'm doing. It's so big. That's what she said. What am I doing again? Okay, so we've got my OBS open up. Let's add my webcam. We're gonna add the 4K camera, which is gonna be a gameplay camera. I should probably switch these cameras. No, I don't want to. I kind of should, but I don't want to. Maybe I should. No, but this has face smoothing. Because the whole thing is this one has the nicer lens that I can like focus with, right? This one doesn't. It's manual. This one's wider, but the nicer camera is also a much smaller window, so you don't really see the higher resolution quality. Whereas like this one, you could see the higher quality, but this one doesn't have face smoothing. Okay, so if I'm here, I guess that's kind of okay like that, maybe. Whatever, that's fine. So now my webcam is on. Let's add, oh, I didn't put the capture card on the scenes. I gotta put the capture card in. I pulled the word. That's not the only thing I pulled out. What? What's that? So if you're streaming only to Twitch, we win 6,000 is enough. Twitch is very particular about their bit rate. 6,000 is more than enough to do what you need. And if you're doing 720p, it's definitely more than enough, but 1080p 6,000 should be fine. That's what I'm at right now. I'm at 6,500, I think. Yeah, you can kind of, if you look down there, right, wait, hold on, where's my finger? There's my finger. If you look right there, I don't know if you can make it out. Let me expand this window so you can, there. Wait, hold on, wrong window, grab me, there we go. Right there, see, I'm at 6,500. And this is the quality you're gonna get, whatever you're seeing right now. So it's not bad quality. You would want more for like YouTube because their compression isn't very good. So you want the higher bitrate on YouTube, but on Twitch, they have a pretty good compression system. You can have a lower bitrate and it's gonna look fine. The only time the bitrate really matters is when there's a bunch of action on screen. 7 Days to Die can get action-packed, but it's not like Mario Kart. Mario Kart, you need high bit rate because so much is happening. 7 Days to Die, the moments that there's action, it's really short-lived, happens quickly. 6,000 should be enough. Like you're 10 years old. So the way games normally do lighting is they just fake it. The artist will come in and they will say, hey, this is a light bulb. Anything around here is going to glow. And so whenever they put something behind it, it just adds a filter to make it look like it's glowing. That's what normal lighting is always like. Ray tracing does more what real light does, where it actually shoots up a ray of light out and bounces, and depending on where it bounces, you're going to get the reflection. So it traces where the ray of light would go and calculates that. And so that's what ray tracing is. So ray tracing can affect things like your lighting, your reflections, your shadows. And so what it'll do is, depending on how the developer uses it, it'll use the rays of light from whatever light source is in the game. So it's the sun or a gunshot or a lamp, and it'll shoot out fake rays and calculate where the light would actually bounce to. And so if it's using it for lighting, it'll brighten things the way that it would really. So the way that, like, if I change this right now, so I have to count it. 1, 2, 3. Nope, wrong way. Why isn't it doing it? Is it not? Oh, is this light not working again? Of course it's not. Can't even do it. If the light that's like being emitted is yellow, it'll give a yellow light on everything. If it's a red light, it'll give a red light on everything. And based on how it bounces, it'll reflect that red light. If they're doing it for shadows, what it'll do is it'll actually see where the light would stop. So it'll still trace the lighting, but it'll see where the light doesn't reach. So it'll give you the better shadow effect of how you would really see it, instead of it being a fake shadow, where what they do is take a texture basically and tell it, hey, this is what the shadow would look like based on this tree. It doesn't actually have light coming through the tree. And then when it comes to reflections, it uses the same rays of light and sees where they would bounce from something shiny and reflect it to you in a more realistic way. So normally what they do for reflections in games is some games will actually have the 3D world you're in and just create a second 3D world in that window, and that'll be the reflection. Is actually a full second 3D world. Nowadays what they do is they'll actually take a picture of whatever it is in that scene. It's not that they take a picture, it's whatever's visible on camera. They'll take that process and just like shove it on as a sticker, a picture, and that's the reflection. They just kind of warp it. And so it's not really a reflection of what's happening. It's only a reflection of what's on camera. So in cases like a game like Spider-Man, if you're behind Spider-Man, and he's looking at glass, so like if, let's say there's a mirror behind me and I'm looking this way, right? the mirror is here, but what you're going to see in the reflection is still what's in camera here. You're not actually going to see what's behind you, which in real life, you would see what's behind you being reflected on camera. And so the reflection isn't real. And it's not very accurate. And in a lot of games, when you move the camera in a certain way, you can actually see the reflection like almost sliding. It looks really weird. So ray tracing actually takes the reflection of what is in that world and it bounces it into the mirror, and then you see the reflection of what's around you. So when I turn around, you could see what's actually behind Spider-Man without having to look behind Spider-Man. So that's what ray tracing is. It's very, very intensive because it's a lot of math, because it's thousands of beams of light being calculated all at one time. So newer video cards have chips that's what they do, but it still takes a lot of processing power. And so when you're trying to stream, because I think the same chip that does the ray tracing is also involved in encoding for streaming. When you're doing all of that, it's very heavy on the computer. So having two PCs, you don't have to worry about that anymore because the computer will just do what it can do. So that's what ray tracing is. It's not noticeable because they've gotten so good with art. It's not noticeable unless you look at it side by side when it's on and off. Outside of that, you're not really going to see it. But when you do see it, and when a game does it well, it can make it look next level. Like Minecraft with and without ray tracing is mind-blowing. Actually, let me pull up Minecraft. Minecraft ray tracing. And then I hate Bing. There. Can you, is it even showing on screen? I don't know. I think it is. Is it showing on screen? It is. There. If you look at this image, the one is ray traced and the one isn't. It's the same image. It's just the ray tracing that's turned on. Which one looks more realistic? It's low resolution, but which one looks more realistic? It's the one on the left, right? If you look at the water is see-through because in real life, water is see-through. You can see the shiny effect of the water and the lighting. If you look, can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can. If you look back here, look how you can see here. You can see the light reflecting from this pillar down into the water. And you can see the pillar. Whereas in most games, you might get reflections right here because it's close to you, but you're not going to get a reflection back here. That is actually a reflection of this. So if you were playing this online with somebody else and they were standing here, you would see their reflection there. No game that doesn't use ray tracing would actually show their character in the reflection. You would only see what they've put in as a bitmap. So they might have included the castle in a reflection way back there, but you wouldn't see a character walking in front of the castle in the reflection. That's what ray tracing does. Same with the shadows. You can see that the light is coming from over here. It's hitting the tree on this side. The shadow is coming through and it's actually coming up the hill. Right? And you can see the reflection from these trees over here and the shadows. You can see the shadows of the terrain underneath the water. The shadow from this hill reflecting right here. That's what ray tracing does. And it makes it look so much more realistic when it's done right. Most games are already trying to look realistic, so the image isn't as obvious, but Minecraft isn't meant to look realistic, so when you add that realism with the ray tracing, it changes the game completely. And so that's why ray tracing is so impressive and so power hungry, because it can really make a huge difference. It's just, they're still learning how to do it. They don't always do it right. It's always depending on the company, depending on how much work they put into it, that will affect the ray tracing. But that's what ray tracing is, and that's why it is so demanding, because it is doing something really, really complicated. I love ray tracing. I think ray tracing in games is like really impressive. Really, really impressive. That's why when you hear things like the new iPhone can do ray tracing, or that the new MacBooks that came out, they have a ray tracing chip. It's really impressive because ray tracing is complicated, and having a dedicated chip that does ray tracing means that you can now have better graphics elsewhere, because now there's a chip just handling ray tracing. You don't have to use software tricks to get the ray tracing to work. Clip that, make it into a video. Maybe I should. I might not even clip it. I might just redo the whole video, like redo it, talk about it. Yeah, because ray tracing is awesome. Ray tracing is great. Okay, so we've got my gameplay camera. Let's add the capture card. Actually, turn this down just so it's not making everybody all dizzy and confused. Let's add the oh wait, did I do the capture card? No, I didn't. Add the capture card over here. Video capture device. So that one is the Live Gamer HD. And I want the, oh, it doesn't, oh, because I don't have it installed. I have to install the software. I'll try not installing the software. Maybe that'll make it easier for me because I was having some issues ever since I installed the software. If for those who don't have a capture card and you're looking to buy one, don't buy AverMedia. They have the worst software. The software sucks for AverMedia. I went with AverMedia because it's cheaper and I'm cheap. But AverMedia's software sucks. So actually rename this because I've got 2 capture cards. So this will be not capture card. AverMedia tends to be the second PC, so I'll do PC. And this one we'll call console capture. Oops, not remove, rename. I'm gonna name it rename to PC capture. And this will be console capture. This will be the other capture card. Which, oh, I think I need to actually install that capture card. Crap. I do need their software. Whatever, that can wait. All right, so here we have that. Let's add both capture cards. It was a helpful explanation. I felt like I was getting a little bit too complicated. I was trying to keep it like as simple as possible because even I don't fully understand what ray tracing is. But that's, you know how I try to picture it? You know those crime movies and shows like CSI and stuff when they like come to a shooting scene and they put a stick in the bullet hole and you see where the stick comes out and then they can show where all the bullets came from? That is what ray tracing is doing at all times. So it'll, the gun that they're tracing from is the light source. So you tell it this is a lamp and this is the shape of the lamp. And then the game or the ray tracing is literally doing what you would see in CSI, shooting out little beams and calculating where the light would be, and then tweaking what you would see based on that. So one of the things you would see with ray tracing, which I think is really cool, is like if it's a sunlit area, something like Red Dead Redemption or Cyberpunk. Red Dead doesn't have ray tracing, but using it as an example. When you're sitting on like a porch in Red Dead, and there's sunlight, you're gonna have shadows and stuff, and they might even include some lighting to kind of like fill in as if the sun is bouncing off the ground to give you a bit of fill-in light. But ray tracing will not only bounce the light back, but it'll actually take whatever color it's bouncing off of and reflect that as well. So if it's like grass, you're gonna get a slight green tinge to the reflected light that's on the porch. Where the rest of the light is normal, that little bit reflected is now green. Or if you're sitting and it's all of a sudden like, I don't know, a purple dress that it's reflecting off of, you'll have a bit of purple in the reflected light. And so like those are the tiny details that you won't notice until it's pointed out, but that's what adds to that realism. It's really, really interesting. It's super complicated, but super interesting. That is what your computer is doing at all times when it's ray tracing. And it's only getting better. The cards are getting more powerful and they're handling better ray tracing. Okay, so here for scene, I'm going to add the console capture card. Oh wait, that's the one that's not working. Yeah. And then for scene, we're also gonna add the PC capture card. And there's the PC one. These will go to the bottom because everything is laid on top of that. So I have that now. And then we can add all the same things from before. So we're going to add... Actually, I'm going to make the alerts their own thing. I don't want the alerts in there, but I want the chat box. Which, because we're in-game at this point, I'll make it smaller. And we're going to add... How long have I been live? 2 hours already? I should probably stop soon. We're going to add the info bar. Which is going to go over here. That's too big, but we'll put it over here. And we're gonna add all of my sub count thing, which is not capture device, browser source. And that is going to be my sub goal, which like somebody subbed. I didn't get the alert, whoever that was. I don't have the alerts on my screen. I'm sorry. Thank you though, whoever that was. And then we add my logo. And I guess we'll put that like over here maybe. So there. So this is pretty much my gameplay scene. There's not really much more. Like the chat is here. Let's add the alert window actually. Alerts. Add browser source alerts. Right there. And go back to just chatting. Get rid of the browser alerts. The camera's kind of shaking when I move the desk. Add a scene. Add the alerts so they're there. In gameplay, add the alerts so they're there. Okay. What's this one? That's the different alerts. We don't want that one. Oh, I added the same alerts. Whoops. Not browser, scene. Alerts. There we go. So now the alerts are there too. So now I have alerts. I have... My audio is in. My audio is not as complicated as it was before. But I think it's working. We got logos. We've got the camera. I don't think there's anything else I need to add for my gameplay, really. For just chatting, I did it this way because we were talking the whole time, but now I can actually switch it. So get rid of that. Add this. Scene. 1080p camera. Oh, it reset. I hate this budget capture card. There. Okay. So we've got the chatting screen. Right? We get all the way to the bottom. So there for just chatting. Display capture doesn't need to be there anymore. So this would be my just chatting. Hello everybody, how's it going? You can see my screen, you can see my camera, you can see my terrible cable management, that's fine. So that's cool. And then when we go to gameplay, it's there. And you can see that too. Right? So that's pretty good. I need to fill this area in. What happens if I turn this one on? Does it look bad? Does that fill in at all? Yeah, kind of fills in. I could do that. That helps. Yeah. And then, so just chatting, gameplay. We need the starting soon screen. My lips are so chapped. I'm sorry, I keep biting them. Where's my email? Did I exit my email? Is the email, what? The email. Dear Strongbad, do you like techno at all? If you do, what kind? Yours truly, Silent Bob. Do any of my millennials recognize that at all? Do anybody? Do anybody? Oh, that's really nice. Too bad that I don't like Discord. Sorry, I just got an email of somebody offering to set up a Discord for me. I have one, but I just don't like it. Let me see. Retro 4. No, that's going to show me my emails each time. Switch back to the other account. I asked you all if anybody recognizes it, and I did not even read the answers. No, okay. For those who don't know what that reference was, that was a website called Homestar Runner back in the day. It was a guy who used to do shorts. He's on TikTok now. And he used to do these like little like Java style animations, and he had different characters, and one of them was a guy called Strongbad, which was a lucha libre wrestler, and he would answer emails from people, and he was always really violent. And that was one of the ones where he would get an email and they asked him if he liked techno music. And then he breaks down into like how he hates techno and the reasons he hates it. And then he like basically makes a techno song out of it. It was funny. I loved it. All right, so we got the starting soon window and the vertical starting soon window and the round corner window. You loved Homestar? Yeah, I loved him too. Yeah, he's on TikTok. He sometimes will show some of the stuff he did, but most of it is just him. He'll talk as the characters randomly, but he's just like answering people's questions or responding to like what he sees on TikTok. But he'll just like, all of a sudden he'll talk like Homestar. I can't do Homestar's voice at all. But he would do Homestar's voice, or he would do, sometimes he'll do, what's his name? Strongbad. Strongbad was the only one I could do. Okay, starting soon. Video, no, image. Starting soon screen. I'm just like verbalizing what I'm doing so you're not thinking that I'm just like sitting in the darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Starting soon. Wow, that is big. But yeah, I used to be obsessed with Homestar Runner. I used to love that. Okay, so we got the starting soon there. Oh, I don't have the glitteries this time. I have to find the glitteries again. I have to find those. Do, 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Do, do. Okay, so that's there. I wish there was a way to blur my camera without having to put my camera out of focus, because I'm scared to touch that camera because it turns off so easily. Like if I could do this, right? Like I'm there, but I can't blur it in any way. It kind of sucks. Filters. Is there any filter I can add? I don't think there is. Sharpen. What if it stays focused, but it's black and white, maybe? No, that wouldn't work either. No, see, I like it when it's like this. Like that. Then you can't see anything. Then you know that I'm not actually started. You know? And if I add this. Wow, that just sounded like, would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would you be the same? Right? Am I right? If I saw you in heaven. Right? It sounds like it. It totally sounds like it. Okay, what was I doing? I was gonna do another image. Image. Yellow. I did not download it. Download it. Okay, now yellow. Ooh, that's so big. And transform. No, not transition, transform. Turn clockwise. And make it big. That is really big. Man, Preston took me to this sub place. I don't know if Preston's still listening, but Preston took me to this sub place like a week ago. Oh, it was so good, but they're so expensive. I'm really craving a sub right now. I could go for a sub right now. Okay, so that's there. So now if I do this, right? And then I do this, and then I add color correction, and then I go to opacity, bring it down. See? So now it's like, oh, he's starting soon. He's right there. He's not really ready to talk or whatever. You can kind of see me, and that's pretty cool. What is my lights? Look how cool they look. That's cool. Okay, so I can do that. So we got the starting soon screen. And then we need to add the chat here as well. Boom. Hold on. I see some messages. Yeah, Preston, I just gotta fix OBS. There's nothing I can do until this is set up. If I don't set this up, it's just not... I'm never gonna get around to it. And I still have to wipe the other computer. I also haven't I just haven't chosen a game to play. I don't know what I want to play. But I do need to set this up. It's such a headache to do, and if I don't sit and do it, I'm just never gonna do it. I kind of like it over here better. I'm just never gonna get around to it. It's really boring stuff. Right? It does sound like it. I thought so. It's just, this is the boring part of streaming, but I have zero motivation to do it when I'm not live, so I might as well do it and be live at the same time. Kind of kill two birds with one stone, you know? Do I have the goodbye screen? I thought I had the goodbye screen, but maybe not. I think I deleted the goodbye screen. I did. Dang it. Which one's the stinger transition? Is this it? Maybe that's the one? Let's find out. Download. And then stinger transitions. Luma wipe. No, not preview. Oh wait, not Luma wipe. No. No. It's got to be Stinger transition. Stinger. Browse. Stinger transition. Use matte track. Can I preview it now? How do I preview? Preview transition? Nope. Still wrong. This one? Browse. Fester. Preview transition. Nope. Still does it. Still does it. Oh man. I don't even have my Stinger transitions anymore. That's really lame. I'm so lame. I messed it all up. Invert matte colors. Does that fix it? Nope. It just inverts everything. And I don't think there's anything I can do to like fix it. Oh well. We'll use this one for now. I gotta find it again. I don't know where it is, but we'll use this one for now. See, because it does this, and then watch. Goes back and then back. That's the problem. And so just chatting, this is what I don't want to do. See, I don't want to have to like manually focus it every time. Like that. There we go, right there. Okay, so this is just chatting. We got the chat box. Yeah, basically all I did was I made the video too long at the end, and the transition stops, and then the black at the end of the video shows up, and the transition thinks that the black is part of the transition, so it switches back to the first scene and then goes back to the black, and it messes things up. So I gotta just fix it. See, it'll do it here too. There, and then back, and then back. It's so weird. So we got the gameplay one, we got the just chatting, we got starting soon. I think that's pretty much everything that I need to like really get started. I've got the audio. Oh, you know what I don't have is alert sounding. So if I go to properties, no, filters, audio filter, audio monitor, and I'm going to send it to, what am I using in Wavelength? In Wavelength, I've got music, game, and aux1. What the heck do I have in aux1? I don't actually know. So we're going to Wavelength system, Wavelength game, Wavelength music, voice chat, Wavelength SFX, Wavelength browser, Wavelength aux1. Okay. Now, open up. Sorry, y'all can't hear me or can't see me. Then we go to alert box and test follow. Okay, why didn't it play in my ears? That's weird. It's there, it just didn't play in my ears. How about aux2 then? Turn this into aux2. And then try the alerts one more time, maybe? Oh wait, maybe I have to, no, it should be fine. It should just be working. Oh, don't do this to me again. Please. Please don't do this to me again. Alerts. Monitor only, mute output. Is that going to do it? And try again. Could you hear that? I couldn't hear that. It didn't come through for me. I don't know if that went through. ASMR void stream. No, I'm trying to fix my alerts and they're not coming through for some reason. So filters. Audio monitor is on. Okay, what if I try a different audio monitor then? Could it be that my SteelSeries Sonar Gaming is there? Maybe that's what's happening. My PC just isn't sounding in my ears. Yeah, it's not sounding in my ears. That's the problem. Aha! Okay. Go to... it changed to the monitor. That's why. Okay, SteelSeries. Where's my SteelSeries game? Steel Series Sonar Gaming. Now, do I have sound? Ah, there it is. So now if I do it, will it play? Play. Ah, that's so loud. That was so loud in my ears. Did that play for all of you? Did you all hear that? Did you all hear that? You heard that, right? That worked? Yeah, they do, Inca. They do. You didn't hear it. Okay, so it still didn't come out to you guys. Okay. Okay. Well, it previewed in my ears, so that's a good thing, but I also didn't see it actually come through the wave link. So now let me... What am I trying to do? I have to keep going back to this because it's a separate thing. Okay, so if I go filters... Let's go back to number 1. And go here. And alerts, do monitor off. Will that do something? And change this to aux 1. And then try it again. Nope. It's playing insanely loud in my ears. Settings. Audio. Monitoring device. Let's do media, I guess. Hey, we got a sub. It's not playing for you guys, though. I can hear it. Okay, so how about Wavelink? Where's browser? Wavelink browser, maybe? Let's remove this one. Let's add one. And we'll add browser. Thank you, Dr. H. I appreciate that. Yeah, there was silence, right? Okay, so first, let me turn off stream beats so we're not listening to the music and having the sound waves mess me up a little bit. Okay, so that's there. And now, recent events. And let's replay what just happened there and see if we get audio this time. It's not doing anything. It's playing in my ears. It's playing really loudly in my ears. But why is it playing in my ears and not control audio via OBS? So if I turn this down and I go to filters here, audio monitor for some reason is not working. So add audio monitor again. And oh man, what could I do to make this work? Wavelength music, maybe? Will that do it? Try again. Oh, that played for you guys. Okay, that did something. Okay, so that played, but that's playing in my music channel, which we don't want because now my music's going to be really quiet too, and I don't want that to happen. So, let's try browser again and trigger it one more time. There we go. I guess the thing just glitched out. There we go. Okay, so we've got alerts now. So if I'm in just chatting, and we're here and we're just chatting, and everything's good. My ear hurts. I'm not used to wearing earrings. I haven't worn earrings in a while. So that's working. We got the alerts going through. My Stream Deck is disconnected. I need to plug that. Not plug it in. I need to download the app. Did I even download the app? I don't know. No, I did. It's just not set up in any way. Oh, weird. Why can't I actually set that up? Not dial. Is it dial stack? Or is it multimedia? Maybe it's multimedia. Actually, if I do, what if I do Streamlabs system. Wow. Weird. I don't remember how I set this up anymore. I'm so bad at this. Okay. Is it multimedia maybe? No, I don't think it's multimedia. Is it multimedia? Dial stack? I don't know. I don't know. I'll set up the stream deck later. Okay, but we've got alerts. We've got audio. Let me run the alerts one more time now that I'm not in the alerts window and see if it's still doing it. Dr. H, you have subscribed like 50 times today because of me. Okay. And you have audio. And it's not insanely loud. So we have alerts. And we have me. And we have my voice. And we have music. And the music is still a different volume than the alerts. And yeah. And then gameplay will be here, and that can be sent through gameplay. Actually, that's the other thing I want to add. So we're going to go to my PC capture card, add my filters, add audio monitor, and we're going to add it to game. Here's wavelength game. And then console capture. Oh, I can't add that one yet because I don't have the thing. That's fine. So that's the last thing I want to check, just to see that the camera is actually working. You did do 3 times at yeah. How you been, Dr. H? How's life? How are you doing? I'm just waiting for the other PC to turn on, so then I can do the check the. Oh, I hear it. I hear it. So if I go to gameplay and I go over here and then I hit this. Ding. Ding. Okay. Go. So we're on. That is the second PC. Look how messy this is. Look at all this crap that's on my screen. All this crap. Look at it. So much. Gross. Okay, so now that we're here, oh, we did hear it. I don't even need to do it. We heard it. We heard it, right? We got the sound, right? Yeah, that's working too. Cool. Cool. So that's pretty much set up. Like, nothing too crazy. I need to have the goodbye screen. But that's pretty much it, outside of like the basic overlays of like having like a border around me, which I don't even know if I want to do that. I might not even do any overlays after that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, does it, Preston? I haven't looked it up. I haven't looked it up at all because I haven't been filming, and I am definitely not I'm not feeling creative, which is not good. I definitely am struggling to do the work that I need for the Minecraft videos, and I need to get on it. I just haven't, but I haven't even looked at it, and I need to. That's really exciting. I hope I can do more. If I can get myself back on track, I'm gonna end up I think I'm gonna end up doing well with that channel. I think the channel overall is gonna go well for me if I just can get back on it. I'm just not on it. That's the problem, you know. You blame me. Yes, blame me all you want. I'm okay with taking the blame. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I gotta clean up my desk. There are wires everywhere. There are wires all over the place. Like, and just like, look at this. Look at this. Like my glasses cleaner. I lost my glasses at the theater. I left them there, so I have no glasses. I lost my Apple Pencil. And I lost my shoes. All at the theater. I'm really upset about it. Ew, I'm really yellow. Ew. What temperature am I at? I think it was 3,000. My balance. Oh man, I'm probably making the best faces right now. Itchy nose. That's a little bit cool, but it's that's it. Nope, nope. Stop it. Stop it. It's so hard to use this backwards. 1, 2. That's better. Okay. This actually should be 2. 20. So that's running at 60. That's better. That's pretty good, I think. I think it's pretty good. It's a little dark, but... yeah, that's good. There we go. That looks way better. Now it looks normal. So if I'm here, and then I go to gameplay, I should be roughly the same color in both, I think. Yeah, that's really close. That's really, really close. Cool. Cool. Lighting is done right. Audio is done. I gotta clean all this stuff up. Like all this mess of wires and cables. Because for those who don't know, in the show that I was in, I had to film a couple of videos and I tore apart everything from my stream. Like these lights, my studio lights, you can see that one. I have exactly that right here too. I had to tear those down. I was using LED panels, but I didn't like how harsh they were. I like how soft these bigger lights are. And so I have these 2 studio lights. So I took those down. I took both my cameras with me to film so I could have different angles and stuff for what I was doing. I had to take down the dummy batteries. I took this microphone to do a voiceover for it. So like I tore apart my whole setup to go and film. And now I brought it all back, but like there's just like cables everywhere. Plus like I started playing the guitar. You know, I've got Dora Lee here that I've got. For those who weren't here earlier, this is Dora Lee, named by Kendra. This is Dora Lee. For those who also don't know, Kendra is my sort of kind of girlfriend. And she was my co-star in the show, and her character's name was Dora Lee, so she chose Dora Lee for the guitar. So this is Dora Lee, but I have like my guitar pedal over there with a bunch of wires. Like it's just a mess in here. It's just a freaking disaster in this room, so I gotta tidy up. But it was important that I got the stream set up, and we're set up now. I think we're ready to go. Next time I stream, beautiful guitar. Yeah, I like it. It's not as fancy as my old guitar. It's not as fancy as my bass. I think the bass we bought for my dad, it was like $3,000. The guitar is not even like a third of that price. But I like the fact that it was semi-acoustic. Like it's gutted inside. And I tried a few of them inside, but they were completely solid in the middle, so they didn't actually resonate. This one isn't solid in the middle. So it resonates really nicely. So it's quieter than an acoustic because it's super thin, but it's loud enough that I can play it without having to plug it in. But if because I'm auditioning for Rent, so that's why I got the guitar. But if I do get on stage for Rent, that guitar is a rock guitar, so I can still play it on stage and it'll still be an electric guitar. And I really like it. I really like the guitar. I really love it. You don't have a second screen anymore either, but there's ways to work around that, Weeman. There are ways to work around that. But yeah, like I've got a disaster in here that I gotta clean up. I've got to practice the guitar. I am so out of practice with the guitar. And yeah, there's lots of stuff to do. Lots of stuff to work on. I can kind of show you here real quick like. I was deleting a bunch of stuff from my tablet because I had way too much useless junk installed. But if you... I'm not going to show it on screen because it's not... I don't have it transferred anywhere. But... I did like a film noir type of thing for the show. And like, you can kind of see it here. So she's having a fantasy at this point. They're talking about murdering me, my character. And she's fantasizing about how she would do it. And she says that it's like an old gangster film. And everybody's dressed like that. And then I come in from the rain. And so that's me playing the gangster detective style guy. And so like, we don't say anything. It's a silent film. And we sang this live on stage. And so she'd be like, hello, big boy. I'd be like, do I know you? And she's like, I think you hardly do. I'm just your average office girl, unnoticed, but quite good. And I'm like, damn, you're sexy, I must say, or I'd have noticed you. I bet you're quite a dancer. And she's like, I got one leg up on you. So that was what would happen in the show. And so like, I did a whole thing. So that was one of them where we did like a film noir. Then there was everybody's favorite for the show was we did a cheap Disney-esque version where it was like a knockoff Disney film, and she had to play Snow White because she's talking about how she's like in a Disney film and I'm the evil prince and she's the beautiful princess that's being taken down by the prince. So this is Catherine. This is one of my closest friends now. This is one of the people that I spent like most of my time with backstage. Those are all her dwarves. They were all like the Snow White dwarves, so they all wrote like grumpy and sneezy and all that on their shirts. And so like it's all mute. Like we sing to this. So she's singing, and it's a very Disney sounding song where she sings about how like, you know, she's gonna mix it up and she's gonna make it to go in my coffee, and it's gonna be magic and all this stuff. I don't remember the lyrics to hers. So all her dwarves are helping her make this special drink. And then she's saying she's gonna give me the drink because I'm just such an evil person. And here's me in my evil castle as like the evil prince. And I'm like, can you bring me some coffee? No sugar, just a little skinny and sweet. And then she comes over and gives me my coffee. So that was like the Disney-esque one I filmed. And then we had to do one with like the one is called Cowgirl's Revenge. And basically I themed it after like an old cowboy movie or an old cowboy TV show. I actually don't have that one, because I did it and then it went wrong and then we had to film it again, and I don't have it on my tablet. Did I send it to him? I might have it through here. Where is he? I haven't talked to him in a while. Oh, is that the one? Is this? Nope, that's the Disney-esque one. Dang it. That's disappointing. This is the last thing, and then I gotta get going. Aha! It's right there. Yes. Oh, I'm signed into the wrong person. That's why. I was like, why am I not allowed in? I'm the one that sent it. Why can't I see the thing that I sent myself? I was using my private account, not my streaming account. And right now I was logged into my streaming account, not my private account. So it wasn't letting me in because it's like, this is not you. Give me a sec. This is the last thing I'm going to show you, and then I got to get going. See you later, Gina. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you hanging out. I am in. Right? Open up. So this is based on like an old cowboy TV show. Is basically the theme. That's Kendra. And so like here she's talking about how she wants her cowboy hat and rope because she's gonna make me pay for everything that I did to her. So she plays the Dolly Parton character, hence the ridiculous wig, and she's gonna get revenge on me or whatever. And then she's like depicting what she's gonna do. So here she's like, I bought you a little something because that's what I did to her. And I'm like, oh, thank you, it's really nice. And she's like, go ahead, try it on. And so I go to try it on. She's like, turn it around, I want to see the whole package. You got some nice buns on you, Frank. I'm like, please don't talk to me like that. And she's like, well, when you've got it, flaunt it. And I'm like, Miss Rhodes, I'm not that kind of boy. And I go to run away. She's like, come back here, let me feel those pecs. So like she's just getting her revenge on me. She like hog ties me and everything. So these are the different movies that I made. Like you can't see it because it's on camera, but there's like filters on it and everything to make it like old timey. So like the whole screen shakes. It's kind of yellow. Why does it keep scrolling all the way up? What is up with my mouse? There we go. We're back down. Silly Kitty, hello, nice to see you. Ty, how you doing, man? How are you? That scene is when you first saw everybody's face. Yeah, because you left your glasses or something, didn't you? Is that what you said? I think that's what you said. How you doing, man? How are things? But yeah, that was, it was projected on a big screen behind the actors. So we were singing it live, and then that played behind them as like the fantasy sequence. And so I had to film all that. So I took all this apart to be able to go and film it. And it was fun. It was really fun. It was a really hard thing for me to do because it was a lot of work. A lot of like fun behind the scenes stuff went on, and a lot of like crazy things trying to get the video to look the way it did. Nobody expected it to look the way that it did. They all They all thought it was going to be fun and quirky, but they didn't think it was going to look that way. And when they saw it, they were all blown away. This was the first time Kendra kind of like opened up to me. It's really bright, but she's like hugging me. That was the first time we like ever kind of opened up to each other. We were waiting for the scene. We were recording and we were waiting for the music to cue up to the part that we were about to film. And then she just like hugged me like that. And I was like in such a panic at that point. Like I was so crazy. Ask me again after Friday. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Nice, silly kitty. I'm glad you're doing well. I am glad you are doing very well. But yeah, all those pictures, Kendra's wearing a ridiculous wig. So give me a second here. It's super blurry. I mean, you're seeing it through a secondary camera, but like that's Kendra. So she always wears that ridiculous wig for the show, but that's what she actually looks like, not the silly wig. Her great aunt and uncle came to the show and they're like, the show was great. Which one were you? They had no idea who she was because of the stupid wig. Yes, you did miss that part of the stream, Ty. Totally missed it. I'm very disappointed in you for missing it. We did hang out. She came over, we watched an opera, which I cannot remember the name of it right now, but it was really funny and it was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I was very jealous of the tenor because I used to be a tenor and I'm not anymore. And I was very jealous. But it was really cool to watch it. She kind of explained a bunch of it as it was happening. It was all in French, so obviously I didn't understand all of it. But she explained a whole bunch of it and it was just really nice chatting with her about it and seeing her excitement about it, which was really great. And then we watched the rough recording of the musical. And that was really cool because she hadn't seen it yet and I got to see it. And I mentioned this earlier. There are parts where I would be on stage with her and you saw it, Ty, but everybody else, there were parts in the show where I would be behind her or like to the side of her and she couldn't really watch me as I was doing stuff, but people would be laughing at the things I'm doing and she couldn't see it. So she got to see the recording and finally got to see what I did on stage when I was with her and we got to watch our friends and stuff, which was really cool. And then we just like hung out and chatted for a little while. So it was fun. It was really nice yesterday. We had dinner together and everything. Like I went and got Thai food for us and we ate together and then we kind of discussed how things are between her and I and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, what call? What call, Thai? I don't know what you mean. All right, Nikki, have yourself a good night. Oh, no, we haven't done that yet. We haven't done that yet because I haven't finished editing it. The edit that I have is like insanely low quality. Like it's just recording the sound from my camera. So there's a lot of echo. There's a lot of like distortion in the sound. It's not very clear. The footage I'm actually working on, I have direct feed from the microphones and direct feed from the band. And I have the stage sound. So I've like mixed all three to get the best sound I can possibly get out of it with as little echo as possible while still hearing the audience and stuff. And I'm just editing it now. And I've only gotten to the end of my song, which if you remember, it's the very third scene in the whole show. Like we do the opening number, then they do the number where they introduce the whole office, and then they go right to my song. I just finished my song and I've been editing for 8 hours. So it's going to take me a really long while to get through the whole video. Right now, the problem I ran into is I'm editing using a 2 terabyte disk and it's full. All I'm doing is editing on that disk and it's full because the save file is just so big. So I might be reduced to cropping the video to just where I've edited it and then export that, then delete that and edit the next 3 scenes and only that, and then export that and delete that and then the next 3 scenes and just do it that way till I get through the whole thing so I don't take up all the space. I'm going to try to find a couple of ways to get it to be smaller and then maybe I can edit it all. Once that's done, that's what I'll do for the Discord call because I don't want Wewin and Merle to watch it and have like the worst audio experience possible. Like when you were there, the audio was bad. By the time I recorded the proper version that I'm working on, the audio was a lot better. So I want it to be as good as possible. Lighting wise, camera wise, it's looking pretty decent. Actually, I can kind of show you a little bit. Give me a second here. I'll be right back. I don't think that'll work, but maybe it will. As I sat down, I thought of something. Okay. I don't know if this will work because Mac is really weird. Oh, the camera shut off again. Always. It's okay. I have to go to this window anyway. Mac is really weird with these things, so I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna try it anyway. We'll see. Will it actually capture? Ah! It does. Cool. Yes, I watch Minecraft, okay? I'm a big kid. I watch Minecraft. It's fine. How do I turn that off, though? Turn HDCP off. Really? Are you seriously gonna do that to me? Really? That's so dumb. I don't have the software for that capture card, man. Here, let's do this. Download Rec Central. The heck? Why don't you? Oh, it's over here. That's why. Hey, where does it go? Where'd it go? No, don't you dare. Don't you dare tell me it's deleted. Is my file deleted? No, it can't be. No, it can't be. Close library? Open library? Is it under Untitled? No, it can't be no. I think my 8 hours of work might be gone. I'm gonna be so upset if that's the case. If the 8 hours is gone, I'm gonna be really upset. I really hope it isn't, though. Okay, close the library again. Even their website sucks. Like, AverMedia, can you hire somebody who might be a little bit competent to, like, download their thing? Takes forever. Okay, so locate. Are you Why doesn't it see the computer? Or why doesn't it see the... I can't find the hard drive. The hard drive's not picking up. That's what's happening. This side? Okay, so something's going on with the hard drive. It's not being recognized. If the hard drive is dead, I'm gonna be really upset. The hard drive is not being recognized. No way. If that's what happened, I'm in a lot of trouble right now because that means the footage is gone. Like, the raw footage is gone too. No. No, this can't be. This really, really can't be. I'm starting to freak out a little bit. Oh, if this is the case, I'm in a lot of trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble. No way, man. It's not recognizing the hard drive. No frickin' way. No, it's the whole hard drive just isn't recognizable. I just reset the PC. It's not that. It's the whole hard drive. Oh, they're gonna be so upset with me. No, it's here. It's here, it's just not... Why isn't my Mac reading it then? It's here. My laptop, my tablet can see it. My tablet can totally see it. There. Oh, okay. Oh my god. I don't know what happened, but it's reading now. Oh my god, thank god. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, that scared me. That friggin' scared me so bad. It's, I don't actually know if it's recovered, but it's here. But for some reason, now my Final Cut won't open the file. Permission denied? What do you mean permission denied? It's telling me it's denied because I'm already using it, but it's literally on this hard drive. I'm on this computer. How is it still being used? I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on with my Mac, but let's give it a second. Because if I can't save this, I'm in a lot of trouble. All of the footage is on here. All right, Mac is restarted. Rec Central is on. Okay. Come on, M.2. Come on, M.2. Why won't you read now? It read a second ago, now it won't read again. What is going on here? Disk utility. It doesn't even see it. Why though? It should see it. Why doesn't it see it? Let's plug it back into my tablet and see if that'll trigger it to turn on. Now it's even not reading from here. I think this, the dock is just no good. But I don't have an M.2 thingy to be able to read M.2 files. What happened to this thing, man? I even paid extra because I was like, I want a good one so I don't have issues. Come on, iPad, read this thing. MacBook, something, read it, hello. Nothing is reading it. Ouch. I don't know what happened, why it's not reading. This is really disheartening. Like, really disheartening. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Keyboard is not synced to the other Mac, it's synced to this one. So I can't even use the keyboard on it. What is going on? I don't understand. I don't understand. I know, you're not supposed to use your breath because corrosion, blah, blah, blah. I get it, I know. Alright, if I can't get this to work, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I do have to stop the stream in just a second. So I'll be stopping no matter what, but... Okay. There, plugged in. Says it's on, like... The little light is on. What if I grab an SD card? Will it read the SD card? This is when the panic kicks in, everybody. This is when the panic kicks in. Alright. Put this in. Okay, so it's reading the SD card. It's just the M.2 that won't read. It's just the M.2 that won't read. It's like the SD card pops up. Yeah, so I have like some footage. I have some footage. But why won't the M.2 pop up? I don't understand why the M.2 isn't working. I don't understand. It worked on the laptop, on the tablet, and then it just stopped working. All right, see you later, Inca. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, it just doesn't recognize at all. But I don't know if it's the drive or if it's the port on this dock. There's literally no way for me to check it because I don't have any drives, like M.2 drives, outside of the one that's in my PC that I'm using right now. Like, I know enough about Macs to get through, but the problem is that I don't know if it's the dock. And I don't have a way to check it. Like, when I put the SD card in, it worked. But the M.2 isn't, and I don't know why it isn't. Because it's on the Mac, it won't read on the PC. If I plug it in, it's just going to say it's corrupted. So I can't actually test it. It's getting warm. I can feel it's doing something. But that's the issue, because Mac uses its own format. I can't... Yeah, and the iPad is Mac as well. But I can't get it to do anything. It's one of the reasons I don't want Mac. Yeah. But it's not... What gives me hope is it's not reading at all. Because if I go to... Disk Utility... And I open this up. See, it doesn't show up here. It should show up here if it was just corrupted. Like if the M.2 was no good, then it would show up here being like, hey, you've got a corrupted drive. There's an issue with it. But it's not showing up. So it's telling me that the Mac doesn't see it at all, which would be impossible. This is brand new. I just bought this. So to me, it's the drive. So Mini Sapporo, your drive broke. So that's I think that's the issue, is that this thing broke. But that sucks because all my save stuff is on here. And I don't have an M.2 external reader. See, it should pop up on the hard drive. It should pop up on the desktop, right behind me. Not that one. It should pop up right there underneath the Mac. It should pop up right here. So if I put an SD card in, it pops up. But the M.2 is not popping up. So something is happening with the drive that it's not reading the M.2 drive. So something's going on. That really sucks because 8 hours of editing is stuck on here now. Damn it. Oh, I didn't see your message about the device manager, but yeah. No, it doesn't show up there. So there's something wrong with it, with the dock. Because again, if it was the hard drive, it would tell me, hey, something's going on, it's corrupted or whatever. Because I have files that's what it does. As soon as I plug it in, it's like, hey, can't read this, it's corrupted. But it could read those. But there's no way to plug this into a Mac without having a dock, because Apple decided that was a really great idea. Oh well. Jared, thank you for being here. I appreciate you hanging out. For everybody else, I am gonna get going. I'm gonna see if I can order one of those, like just one of those like enclosures and just plug this into that, because I do need to finish this edit. So I'm gonna do that and see if I can fix this. I'm probably gonna be stressed out until I get that and see if it happens. Anyways, I should probably get going too. I have a lot of stuff to do still. I intended to actually record some Minecraft, but that's not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. Oh, whatever. I can't even get the camera to work. Whatever. Yeah, I hope it works too. I really hope it works, because that is a lot of footage gone. That is a lot of footage gone. I don't even have the audio available because it's on a different chip. The built-in reader reads, right? Yeah, see, it'll tell me allow it to use this accessory or whatever. Did I not click allow? Did I click don't allow? Is that what I did? Because I'm an idiot. Okay, it's right there. Why isn't it on my desktop? Weird, it's just not showing up on my desktop. That's weird. Okay. Huh. Okay, hold on. If it's not showing up on my desktop, maybe it's something else. Let me try one more time. One more time. So, boom, it's plugged in. Boom, it's plugged in. Do you show up underneath? No, see nothing. Nothing. This footage is still here, right? Yeah, let's see. All right, Ty, see you later. Thank you for being here. Oh, good luck, man. I hope it can get figured out. I really hope it can get figured out. All right, I'll figure that out later. All right, Ty, good luck. I hope the results are okay. I hope you did okay. Anyway, I should get myself out of here too. Thank you all for being here and hanging out and spending time with me, even though it all kind of fell apart at the end there. I will not be back tomorrow because I'm going out doing stuff. Maybe if I'm up early enough, I'll be back tomorrow, but I don't know. I'll be back Tuesday for sure, though. I'll be back Tuesday if I'm not back tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for watching me do this setup and chatting with me and all this stuff. I hope I can fix this. I really hope. And yeah, I will see you all soon. All right. Take care, everybody.